Nice. Yeah, here we call that breaking and entering. In most states, allow you to shoot on site.
Yeah, not in Australia. Not in Australia, unfortunately.
I, I actually remember there was one when Mary and I were first looking for a place outside of our first move out of our first apartment. We were looking, and there was one property we looked at we really liked, and the landlady was pretty cool. She was willing to let me get like a discount on the rent if I did the yard maintenance myself, because she
Mhm.
was going to charge for this. I go, I don't know, I'd like to do it. I was foolish back then, but I was young, and she said, okay. The next thing we knew was those weird part came was like, oh yeah, now it's like all of a sudden you're touring the outside of the property. Like there's like some weird like room off to the side of the house. And it's like turns out like it's a room that she has access to from the outside or something, but that she would from time to time just randomly show up on the property and was going to be living there periodically to maintain residency. And then like would periodically just be able to have permission to go into the house to go do. Oh, I was like,
No,
yeah,
Fuck
yeah. I'm not sure that I'm
oh
keen
no,
on.
you like that woman?
that.
It was a nice place and all, but let's move on from there. But yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, man. I'm
But,
pretty excited. And I
but
might
yeah,
even be able to
a lot of books to
I might,
pack.
I might even be able to expand this into 2 rooms. He's
Don't do
hoping.
that. Don't do that. I know it sounds cool, but don't do that.
Why?
It's one of those like unspoken respect for the other people in the house kind of things. Don't do that.
Oh no, we've already like said there's going to be areas that I can't do shit to. We've already
Yeah, of
spoken about
course. Like you find your spot, you maintain it, and you respect that'll go a long ways in the long run. Because what might be cool right now, what might be like, oh, I love you so much, I'll let you put some in there too. That's fine. Yo, let some time go by, get comfortable with each other, let someone get a little irritated, and then you'll see the honesty come out and the resentment come out.
Mate, we've been with
Collecting,
each other for at least 6 years, so I think all that's
oh yeah,
got come
but
and
the
gone.
excitement of a new place, it's fresh again.
Yeah.
As time goes, y'all be buying more stuff, making your house your home, and options will be limited because that's Bo's book space. This room is for collecting dust and nothing else.
I wanted to put a throw pillow there,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
who put
Yeah,
a
I'm not saying
fucking
don't do it, Bo. Just weigh your pros and
omnibus?
cons. Are you ready to fight this chick later on? Can she
Yeah.
take you in a fight?
No, but I'm ready to fight.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
ready to
and
find
Rob.
out. I'm ready to find out.
I have a good amount of space. I maintain my space, and I'm blessed to have the second building out there where even in that building, it's a specific room in that building where that's just that room. It doesn't come out of it.
Yeah.
Not that it'd be a big deal, but it is to me. You know what I mean? Like it
It
won't
might be.
ever be a burden to someone else later.
It also comes with a barbecue. Rob?
It comes with an Australian barbecue,
In Australia? Yeah, barbecue.
so grill. Got it.
Well, I haven't even seen it yet. So as soon as I see it, I'll show you and you tell me if it's any good.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's a grill. There's differences between grills and barbecues and everything else, but I know that in Australia, I know what an Australian barbecue is. It's a grill. Got it. No worries.
Okay.
I've seen your movie, The Barbecue. I know. I didn't see a
I don't even know.
I
I
didn't
don't
see a
even know if
single
I've seen that.
barbecue in that entire movie. Hello. Let's see here. We got, of course, Mike showed up to say hello, and the Legion, or not the Legion. Legion is here, though, by the way. Say hi, Legion. There you go. That guy. But Izzy's also here. He says hello. And Corner Man
Where is
Hideout.
he?
The one morning I get up at 4 a.m. I have a good bed to do it. All right.
4 a.m. Got another West Coaster there.
That's right. That's at 4:30 in the morning, baby.
Yeah.
That alarm
Crazy,
hits, and
man.
I just go, "What am I doing?" Every single time. But I love you, Mark.
I love you.
Isn't this sweet?
Good morning, brothers and sisters, says Brother John. You know what? We want to. Can I set up a banner? Is that all right with you for Mark?
Packy and ugly, but go ahead.
That's right. I'll create a new one and then I'll delete it or you can delete it later.
You can do whatever you want. Just don't delete shit.
Don't worry, unless I want to. What are you gonna do about it if I do?
Literally nothing.
What if I delete one of the duplicates?
I shouldn't have duplicates.
Yeah, more or less. But I was right. I'll create a new one.
Before you get your banner going, for the early birds that might not be in here, I want to share this because I don't know what you're up to. But tonight's the night for the Comics Curing Cancer stream. So the first Comics Curing Cancer stream event, Humdinger of 2025, is here. We had a streaming crew that couldn't make the event last year, and instead of them giving up, they pushed it back and persisted to still do what they could to kick cancer's ass. And tonight they're having their stream. It's the Blame Fable show on the YouTube channel called One Collection Down. You can go to the Comics Curing Cancer Instagram page to find all the information to get you there if you forget all those little names and words. But Fable and company will be running a show at what time, Rob? 9
p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. And they're going to have like a giveaway wheel, and donations and all that stuff is already open, but be sure to check that out. Oh, that's what the banner is.
Yes. So it can continue to be running it. Hey, tonight's the first night.
At least it's green. All right, here we go. The first Comics Curing Cancer event of the year is here. That rhymed. It must be true. Watch One Collection Down at 9 p.m. Eastern. There you go.
Yep.
That's what it is.
You can go make a donation now, even if you want. And it's going to be a $25 donation. And it allows you to, for every $25, will get an entry on their thank you wheel, and they have a whole bunch of different prizes that they're going to be giving away. And where can you go for that? Well, simply go to comicscuringcancer.org.
You heard that right.
It's that simple now. comicscuringcancer.org.
Have they got the update to the website yet with the thingy-majigger mabobber?
And that you can make payments via credit card only. And GPay?
Yeah, is it in the works?
Those are working, but the PayPal one is not going to be up in time for this event. But but we're hoping to have it. They're anticipating there should be no problem getting it added by the time we come around to our usual main event at the end of the year.
And here's some, not all of the awesome prizes they got: Swamp Thing Green Hell, the new All-Star Superman collected edition. Some random collections, some slabby patties, some books.
That pulp is really cool.
What is it, Bo?
The pulp hardcover. More to the left. More. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, I like that book.
There you go. Endorsed by the Aussieverse. Good morning.
It must be good.
Freaky Louie.
We got JSS Brooklyn.
Dropping a link to the live events.
Oh, what have you been up to, man? Predicting the future?
No, same old, man. Work and YouTube. I just seem to be always tired these days, man. And you guys start at 11:30. And I look, to be honest with you, I plan to be on here every Friday, but I just keep falling asleep.
We expect you to be here every Friday. It's that kangaroo meat. You need to get more of it in your diet.
Yeah, probably. In fact, I was falling asleep. I was on my grill. I was falling asleep half an hour just before here, and I'm like, nah, man, you got to power through. It's been too long.
Dude, I'm glad you came. Yeah, it sucks having such conflicting schedules with some people. With working kids, it's hard as hell to catch when you're live, and then I do weird shit, like in the middle of the workday, in the middle of the start of the work morning. But oddly enough, Rob, that DC Day stream on Tuesdays, that's the highest viewed stream I get. Granted, this one can catch a lot of views, but it runs a long time, so there's a lot of people on and off and on and off. But with the new DC Day stream, it'll clock anywhere from 40 to 60 live viewers on average, about 50 something middle of the workday.
I was shocked with the stream that I did today. I've been wanting to do wrestling content for God knows how long.
Yeah, predicting the future.
Yeah.
Now you get it.
And I finally did one today with a friend. and we got like 100 views. Like as soon as I stopped streaming, I just looked at it and it was 100 views, and I'm like, that's not normal for Aussieverse. So I'm hoping that
People
continues.
must be excited for the event.
Yeah, I am.
Testament to was it the Royal Rumble that you did the video on?
Yeah. So I'll be going live straight after.
This is the WWE Cameo Fest, right? That's what the Royal Rumble is.
It can be, yeah, for sure. This one's really stacked though, so I don't know how many surprises there are going to be. There's a lot of big names already.
If Goldberg's not there, I don't care.
Well, he might be.
Come in and spear everybody. Wrestling does have high content views. Yeah, I remember Izzy did. Like when he goes to events, he'll take a few little short videos and post them to his live and post them to his shorts. He get views.
Yeah, well, it's stupid for me not to, because my two passions are comics.
There's a midget wrestling event in town. Oh, that's cool.
Or like in Columbia.
They had one last year. I remember that. Joey Fells went to it. I saw it on his social media. Yeah, they do. We have like midget wrestling that comes through from time to time.
I told him to take video.
Just a short video.
Short clip. Man, you stole that.
He loves that.
Oh, morning in this household is always fun. Oh, well, Rob, we're starting to draw the line for you to cross, man.
I'm sorry, what was that, sir?
So it looks like we're starting to draw the line that you get to cross the today's topics midgets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get there more organically. Don't worry.
So they were just wrestlers when I was growing up, and then science said that they were dwarf wrestlers. Later on, it took them away from us. They're no longer real wrestlers.
Oh, they're real wrestlers.
Not according to science anymore.
Yeah,
just like Pluto.
Yeah. Hey, we took Pluto back.
Maybe there's hope for these little guys yet.
Yeah. Maybe science will determine them to be real people again one day. What's going on, Stephanie? Stupid work laptop not working today, so I cannot get on panel. Oh, don't give up, man. Don't give up. You got a phone. Yo, big collection came through ABX, Rob. Big collection. So last week
in the thread or chat, but actually every once in a while I actually read some of the chat that scrolls by when I get a chance.
Yeah, last week an older gentleman brought in 3 short boxes. One of them was one of those Bronze Age Marvel short boxes. You know, they didn't really make short boxes back then, but there's that one box that Marvel made that's like is printed on the box. Like it's just regular box color, but it's orange and it just has some like negative space images, you know, because it's just orange, black, and box. But it has the Marvel heroes on it. And when I saw that, I'm like, that's the time era that you want to see. And there were some good books in it. There's like ASM 300, all the Carnage stuff, some early Spider-Man stuff, Death of Green Goblin, stuff like that. And we ended up getting the collection for the shop, or Paul did. And then Tuesday morning, I was in the shop, and the gentleman came back in. And this is after like going through it, you know, assessing the collection, offering the guy. He said yes. He came in to get paid, and he said, "I found more," because he's cleaning out a house, and multiple long boxes and multiple short boxes, all from the same era. He's like, "I need help getting them out of the car for y'all to look at." So we went and got him out of the car. I spent a few hours up there going through it, just initially trying to just run through all of them and just pull the immediate keys kind of things just to get an idea of what's in there. There's some crazy bangers, but went through, pulled all the keys, like assessed about like, you know, the rough about how many $15, $20 books are in there, and then how many books total. Got up in numbers to offer him. And yesterday Paul called me, and because he talked to the guy and went back and forth with him a little bit, ended up closing the deal on the collection. So this pretty insane collection, tons of Spider-Man, The second half is like they came in as mainly massive amounts of X-Men and early X-Men stuff. And Paul already posted where giant size X-Men in pretty decent shape, really decent shape came in, and that wasn't even the biggest book in there. But there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. So I'm gonna have to get by at some point today and start pulling and pricing books. Very, very excited. It's just fun going through old collections like that. It's kind of a tragic collection though. The older gentleman's son, from what I understand, his son passed away and he's cleaning out his son's house kind of thing.
So
and when I'm going through these boxes, I'm finding like old pieces of mail in between books. I found a photograph with all three of the kids, probably between like 8 to 12 years old, like on a Christmas morning. Clearly that the old man took the photo back in the day. So I pulled that to make sure he gets it back and stuff like that.
Those are the collections that break your heart because you look at them, you know there's like a story behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell like he was collecting these through the Bronze Age, and then the back issues, like he had some earlier keys that like early 60s and stuff that predate the time he was buying them in real time.
Are they all sitting there raw in the box, or were they bagged and boarded, or bagged at least?
Yes.
I think he got distracted.
Yeah, I got that. But sometimes he hears he'll come back after he's done with his conversation there on his side conversation.
I'm talking about ordering yearbooks, Rob. It's important.
I didn't know your kids were in high school.
They're not. Those aren't as important. It's the early years and then just your 12th grade year. That's it.
Interesting. All right. Well, there you are then.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I get the shakedowns happening again. Friends school won't stop. We got you pledge one time to support kids' school, man, and then they follow up with like 3 different follow-up. Oh, wouldn't you like to do more? Or how about this? And God,
that's not just the way to turn you off.
You guys are like the mafia.
Ugh.
But anywho, so Bo, I've got to imagine that you need a shit ton of small boxes.
Yeah,
you can't overload those motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. So every other time I've moved, I've made those boxes so unbelievably heavy that it takes 2 people to move them. And I said, I'm not doing that this time. And I've already done the maths, and it's like, you know, I want somewhere between 4 and 6 omnibuses in a box. Otherwise, it's too heavy. And I've got like nearly 400. And then there's the hardcovers and the trades and the libraries and everything else, man. So it's going to take a while. But I've got a month. And I'm nearly done with a third of the books.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Jim.
Bo, you ain't thought
How y'all doing?
like, I mean, might not be in the cards. You ain't thought about just like hiring movers.
Yeah, no, I'm going to hire them, but I'm not going to hire people to pack my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to those things,
I wouldn't have them like pack my statues. You know what I mean? But
I've
I
done.
don't want anybody packing my shit.
I've had movers before that I pay, Mark, and I'll tell you, it's like, so never have them pack my stuff, because what they do is they'll just go in and they just start going everything. Yeah, just everything right here goes in a box. Everything here goes in a box. There's no it's not this. And then when it goes back to wherever you're going, it's, you know, where's this? Where's it? When you do it yourself, you can. There's a whole different.
I guess I was thinking about, like, in my mind, I wasn't like picturing like sitting it out while they did it, like hiring him to be there. So it pretty much makes you like the coordinator of the mission more than the one hands on the mission. But I get what you're saying. But.
Yeah, no, the best way to do it is, and plus it's not inexpensive, and so the best way to do it really is you pack your stuff yourself, and then you have them come and just grab boxes, load the truck, move them, and unload. When they get to the new place, you just tell them, you know, because you have the boxes labeled, that goes in that room, that goes in that room, that goes in that room, and they just drop the stuff off in each room, and that's the way.
Especially when it's like $150 an hour.
Yeah, and here's the key: is don't cheap out, because they'll tell you it's like X amount. Like here, at least in the States, they'll go, it's X amount per hour for 2 guys, or this much for 3 guys, or whatever. And you go like, oh, we'll just do it with 2 guys because it's cheaper. No, you want at least 3 guys, because it makes the process go so much faster, because they'll have like 2 guys shuttling boxes while 1 guy's on the truck just constantly taking stuff and load it or unload stuff versus back and forth. I mean, it's just so much faster with
Rob, you
with
remember when I moved to this house?
Mhm.
Moving to this house was kind of like it happened faster than most moves because of the situation with my grandma that was going on at the time. And to move here, we literally did it in cars, like just over the course of like 3 days. We just grab stuff, throw it in boxes. Didn't even tape up the boxes, just put it in boxes.
Oh.
And came here, and
if you
it was. I don't want to say it was a nightmare, but it was like this place needs to be over to that place, and we made it happen by sheer will and annoyance. Boom! $5 super chat from the man Gamma Ray Comics. Make sure y'all go check him out on IG for some awesome pressing results. The man, he presses books for legal burning as well. At least he used to. I'm assuming he still does. And the results are insane. Alan did offer. I said, stay away.
Yeah. Well, if you have the luxury of having the places and they're not that far away, you can do a shuttle like that. I mean, I did from my first apartment to the duplex that we moved into for our first move. I still hired movers, but it was basically they did one load. And so it was whatever fit on the truck. They took the one load from the apartment to the duplex, and that was it. And the rest of the stuff we shuttled ourselves. And it wasn't that far. It was only about a mile away. And so we did load up the cars and stuff. I remember it was really weird moving the fish. I had aquariums, and it was like drain the aquarium like most of the way.
Did you get a bunch of to-go cups from the quickie stuff?
No. I drained the aquarium most of the way, then carried the aquarium with water in it and the fish in it to the car, and then drove it down the road.
I feel like unless you're going to individually bag them again.
Yeah, I mean,
that's hard.
It wasn't that well at that time. There wasn't that many fish in the aquarium. It wasn't that huge.
What kind of fish did you have?
It was like it was a 20-gallon aquarium, so it wasn't like it was massive.
What kind of fish did you have?
I think at the time when we moved it, I think there was a Placosomus in there, and there might have been that tank might have had a couple cichlids.
What's up, theirs?
I can't remember at the time whether it was the cichlids or the Oscar.
Real quick, it's tradition on my channel that I read Durz's comments word for word. Happy Friday, pimps. You haven't had a rough move until you have to hold your mattress on top of the car while driving. Dying, laughing, and crying face emoji. Yeah,
I've done that and going down the freeway and the mattress fell off.
Well, that's just because people don't.
You got rope or something like that if you're going to do it?
Yeah, I stupidly trusted the guy.
Anytime I see a mattress tied to the roof of the car, I get out from behind it because people don't understand physics and how much force is being used to actually pick that fucking thing up.
Yeah, when I was little,
I just love the fact that they think that their arm is strong enough to hold it.
They're the same people.
We went to go get a Christmas tree, and this was me and my brother, my mom and dad, and we got like between 6 and 8 foot Christmas tree, depending on how it looks, fall, whatever. And we got the tree, and the guy that was trimming the trees, they cut the bottom branches off and cut the cap off the bottom of it. And then they give you some rope or some twine right there to go take to your car. The line was ridiculous, and my dad's not a patient man. So he's like, I can just do this at home. So we just go out to the car, and everyone gets in, and he's looking at it. And my mom's like, how are you going to tie it to the car now? He goes, brah, 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 brah. And he just rolls his window down, gets in the car, closes the door, grabs the tree, drives home, holding the tree out the window. Like, no BS, drove the whole way home holding the tree. No problem. It was hilarious.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Your dad sounds just like my dad.
He's a GSD kind of guy.
Holding stuff down freeway speeds. People like I always love when I say something. People load up mattresses. People load up I see some of the loads up people do at Home Depot and stuff, and I go, oh my god.
You see the way people like
do
will
not-
do that with like
Do you
a
not
live
understand how
flash on
much
TV and
force
then
that plywood's gonna grab as you take your minivan down the road? Stupid fuck.
I've seen many reels on Instagram of people trying to transport their giant flat screen TV from
Turn around, I'll
Walmart
show
to Best
you.
Buy.
That's why I get that U-Haul. I don't get movers. I have like a boatload of friends that'll just come help out and stuff like that. Especially like this move was rough because it is the 5-story walk up. So it was this one was rough. This one took like 2 weeks because luckily we got the keys early. So as far as the collection goes, just me and a couple of friends were doing the collection together. Like we did this thing where we kind of did an assembly line on the stairs. So it's like you're in the second floor, the other guy's in the third floor, and we're just literally passing up the boxes.
Forget that shit.
There's a lot of people that use like rope and pull stuff up the outside of buildings in New York.
No, that doesn't happen. But you know what we did get? So
How's that possible when you don't even have friends?
You know how the Amazon drivers have that big pouch that they carry?
No.
They have like this huge giant bag. It's like it's a hard bag. It's like a foamy bag. An Amazon driver passed by. He's like, "You want me to give you a bag?" And I was like, "Sure." And I'm thinking at first it was just like a regular bag, but it's just this huge bag. And I was able to put like stuff like clothes or stuff like bags of clothes, just put them in there, and then you just haul it up the stairs.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. My wife hates the bag though.
Again,
kept it.
I'm like, oh hell no. If I had to walk up one flight of stairs, I'd be all right, movers done, 100%. But then again,
imagine that in my head, like
I'm
in
not
the episode of Friends with Ross was like, pivot.
no,
I'll be honest. I just didn't want to. I knew enough people to not have to spend that money. I spent the money on the U-Haul more than anything.
This is Izzy flexing that I have friends.
It's all good to have friends, but stuff like that greatly reduces the number of friends you have.
Exactly.
So you have to weigh your options.
Well, that's the best part. They were like church friends, so they this is service, you know.
Yeah,
maybe you should have considered becoming Amish for the weekend, and then you get a whole army.
Wouldn't that be nice? We could go to Pennsylvania and grab a couple of.
The worst thing ever, like for me, was like when I used to live here for the longest time while I was living here, was owning a pickup truck. It was like all of a sudden every one of your friends, fucking all the time, every time they want to move something, they're fucking reaching out to you. Oh, hey Rob, you got a pickup truck, right? You got a pickup truck, right? You got a pickup truck. Yeah, no, I'm busy. Whatever weekend it is, trust me. Fuck that shit.
I got only slabs.
Thanks,
Aussie.
This
appreciate
was long,
that one.
This was long before only slabs. I haven't had a pickup truck for a while.
What is that?
Smart move.
What is that bong?
Bong.
There's some noise like
a gong.
It's someone's microphone picking up stuff.
Dong.
You still hear it?
Mm-mm.
Now it's gone.
It must be me then.
I noticed you had Tim Tams there.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with you. There it is again.
It's got to be me somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not making any noise though.
Do you have a gooseneck on your mic or something?
No.
Are you tapping?
I'm muting.
No, you ain't got to. No, unmute. Unmute. I already muted somebody. I muted Bo. I think it's coming from Bo's.
Yeah, it is, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hang on. Maybe I'll turn this down. 1 sec.
Good morning, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, girl.
Oh, because
if you want to see me try this,
probably using
I
the.
will try.
Bo's using the Australian microphone.
No, the microphone is probably like in his computer, laptop, or something. And every
snap.
you got that. Well, the gain must be up. I don't know.
39-month
Dang.
member milestone. Comic 3+ years and still going strong.
They ripped his damn sleeves off for that flex.
Oh yes. Yeah, don't forget Sunday is also the Legion loot giveaway for all the channel members that are in the Legion tier. Right now the channel's sitting at 91 members. Not all of those are in the Legion tier though. There's a lot in the supporter tier as well. But if you're in the Legion tier, it's the January Legion loot giveaway this Sunday, which means the epic Aquaman giveaway, including the first appearance of Ocean Master.
Sweet.
I think I'm just in the lower one. I think it was like $1.99 or something.
That is the lower one. Yeah, 92 members. 92
I'll have to upgrade, I guess, before.
So we gotta get you 8 members. We gotta get you 8 new members so you can hit that triple digit mark.
Yeah, I've hit triple digits a couple of times when like people do the gifted memberships from time to time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's crossed that threshold a couple times, which is super cool.
It is cool.
Super duper cool.
Mm-hmm. So, Bo, you're thinking about doing wrestling content now?
Yeah, I'm going to do a review after every pay-per-view from now on. And as far as predictions and facts, that'll depend on the pay-per-view. Because, you know, you can't do that every pay-per-view, I don't think. But yeah, definitely a review.
Yeah. Just be careful because it does affect it affects your numbers. Because one thing there you go. You get those
And
100.
Collecting Redur says, let's freaking go. Gifted 5 Legion of Comics memberships.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are one of the people that received one of the free memberships, feel free to reach out to me on any of the social medias, preferably Instagram, but I'll send you a free welcome packet.
Cool. Yeah. So what I was saying is that one of the things when I started my channel, I try to do that. That was kind of like the approach behind Izzyverse, where it could be like multiverse of stuff I love. And it turns out the wrestling content's hard, right? Because you're competing with a lot more than you would in the comic book sphere.
Well, real quick, this universe of stuff you like is very limited though, because you've regulated yourself to just NYC.
No, the NYC was a different
now you've
subject.
even limited yourself even more to just comics with Izzy.
That was more.
NYC.
But the issue behind that is because when I was doing some research, I realized a lot of people, yourself included, utilize the term comics, and YouTube is able to look at that word and says, okay, now I know who to.
Well, that kind of seems like day one YouTubing, though, right?
Yeah, but day one for me wasn't comics. It was comics and wrestling.
Aussieverse is pretty mixed, though. I mean, it's not just comics. It's music. It's going to be wrestling as well.
So
that's
the hard part, though.
YouTube's not very.
It's not friendly.
Friendly to searching for users, anyways. It's only like friendly for searching for video.
If I worried about that shit, I'd just drive myself insane. I just want to put out shit that I enjoy.
So whenever I did wrestling content, it got a lot of views, like more. It was like triple what I would get in comics, and then even when I was at shows and I would start showing things that people can't see, those really gained some traction. Like I got one video that it had the Great Muda in it from an AEW show, and that thing hit 80,000 views in overnight. And that's what really caused the monetization to happen, because at that time I had the subscriber count. I didn't really have the hours count, and overnight I ended up getting the hours because of that one video. But then what ended up happening is no one started watching the comic book stuff, and that was the stuff that I had more of a passion of talking about than the wrestling stuff. So I ended up
I don't know how
the wrestling
any of y'all
stuff.
are familiar with Brett Cooper. She just went and started a new channel. She does like political commentary and stuff. And she's been on hiatus. She's been on hiatus for a couple of months. And she came back and created a new channel, dropped a trailer that she's coming back. And the trailer alone netted her nearly 1 million subscribers and tens and hundreds of thousands of watch hours. So before she even did her first episode, she was fully monetized and
wow,
and
that doesn't happen normally. Anyway, I'll be right back.
She was already established on
the comment section. her old show, the comment section.
Yeah.
That was still really cool to see, like how it can happen, though. You know what I mean?
Propaganda section.
That's amazing.
I'm branching out into movie content, but the name stays the same. I'm unapologetically Heroes for Hire Comic Club. I don't care if I get monetized or not. I'm just having fun.
That's a good name, though.
Yeah.
Adding the comic club to it is really cool.
I know it's kind of a long one, but you know.
HOH Comic Club.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, Pop Pop.
Oh,
We were just talking about you a second ago. Told the story when we went to the Christmas tree, and instead of tying it to the car, you just held it out the window and drove it all the way home.
I was listening to the story of the mattress too, right? The
Yeah.
mattress it reminded me of me driving. I had to drive a huge canvas in college on the top of a car because it wouldn't fit, and so it was just like a sail, basically, you know, that you're just trying to hold on to. And then the Christmas tree, like last year, I got a Christmas tree from Home Depot. 2 young teenagers, I throw them a bunch of bungee cords, like here you go, guys. They're working to tie trees onto the cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And about halfway, home, the tree is, gonna come off the side of the car, and it's as if they took the bungee cords and they just threw it at the tree, like they didn't even know how to use them.
So what I missed?
Really? Like, do we have to teach this next generation about
like,
bungee?
here. Throw it at it.
I don't know if the next generation is teachable some days.
Well,
You
I'll-
ain't kidding.
I think we might have to write a generation off and skip it.
You know what? I'll tell you this though. I'm worried if World War III ever starts, we're doomed if they're hit the fight. Sorry.
World War III ever starts, we all it's gonna be is a button war. Like bing, bing,
I think World War III has already started.
bing, bing.
I just
Shout
don't
out to the
I'm
gamers.
just saying, I don't imagine these kids storming the beaches of Normandy anytime soon.
Current what was that current statistic that 67% of military age people right now are not qualified or capable of joining the military?
Probably true.
We all have mental problems being raised by the baby boomers and stuff. So.
Does she?
The economic journey, I agree. We're already in World War III.
Yeah.
See? Yep.
Quite literally. It just looks
Comic
different
Journey's
than
in
what it did.
Comic
back
Journey's
in
in
the
World War IV right now in his brain right now.
Yeah, CJ's up to 4 or 5.
He's like he's been there already.
Is that the immortal one in the building? What's up, Biggie Shaq?
I'm still waiting for the Clone Wars to start.
Who said it hasn't? How many clones do you think are really out there?
none.
I have 5. I have what's the movie Multiplicity? Michael Keaton.
I seen it. I seen them. They're all in your YouTube thumbnails, man. They all have your face. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Actually. I forgot to tell you that, Matt. Yeah, I really dig that.
She touched my Pepe, Steve.
What is it? What did I do?
Man, that's a movie I need to watch again. I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, man.
So y'all do know that clones are real, right? Like
Yeah,
the only thing with cloning is legally you're not allowed to do it to humans, which means it's been done to humans, so they can't tell you. They've cloned countless animals. That's like common knowledge. Any of y'all can just ask any search engine; it'll be happy to tell you. There's even famous cloned animals, like there's famous animals at zoos that people follow and stuff. So cloning is 1,000% real.
Yeah.
If you think for 1 second that any government in the world, not just ours, that's capable of cloning an animal, didn't take it a step farther, because the whole menu stare at sheep principle, like we need to do psi research. Why? Well, the Russians are doing psi research. Why are they doing psi research? They think that we're doing psi research, so we need to do psi research.
That's the beauty about our governments, right? Our governments, they don't do things because they want to have a scientific breakthrough. They do things because they want to make sure they do it before the other country
Well,
does.
that's every government
They
that's
have to.
capable of doing anything. Like pick a topic. If they're
The
capable
best-
of doing it, they're going to try to do it. That's
The
just
best offense is a good
Okay.
defense.
It's a good deal.
I will pick that I want them to try to take care of the populace.
well, they ain't got time for that. They're cloning sheep. They're trying the
Too
remote
busy
viewing.
in Area
Man.
51 trying to figure out how to use
Uh,
that tool they
Put
got.
the voters and their interests first above their corporate overlords.
Not unless you have them saying their heart's going out to you and you got a $600 billionaire.
Oh man.
All right, moving on.
So Ozzy, are you going to the show in Australia or no? The AW show?
No, I am not. No, I am not.
Ah,
Apparently,
man.
neither is anybody else. But
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to, but when I initially saw the tickets, they were so expensive. Plus, there's flights and accommodation, so I gave up on it. And apparently, so did everybody else. And now they've moved it.
They moved
and
it to an actual arena.
Yeah, and the tickets are a lot cheaper now. But now it's only 2 weeks away, and I'm moving house, so I can't spend money on that shit.
It's a real shame how they've dropped in quality. So
Yeah, I don't even
hopefully
watch AEW.
I
anymore.
watched a show last night called Solo. I watched one episode. Did anybody see that? Solo, it's on Prime.
Yeah,
Since we're talking about cloning and stuff, kind of has to do with that.
That stuff freaks me out, Stephanie.
speaking of cloning,
Here's my little clone. Hello.
I was
Okay.
watching back issue.
That's the sign you will you officially lost it now.
I did see the first episode of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, what a piece of crap!
Where's he go?
Where is he go?
Here
I
he
got
is.
kicked out because of that comment. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was Rob.
I enjoyed it.
I
It was
don't have that authority.
there's some Easter eggs that I like.
Yeah, but it's just not good, man. I'm hoping it gets better and it grows on me, but I'm not
Not
digging
according to what I'm seeing in the reviews.
it.
The
What?
reviews are loving it.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
people who review
The reviews
Acolyte
also
one.
loves Human Centipede as well, but doesn't mean I'm gonna.
It always goes back to the greatest example. Plenty of people review Sharknado.
Hey, that's a classic. Don't
You got to
don't
be
say
able to
anything wrong
split
about
the
Sharknado.
difference. Like I enjoyed it, but it's not good. I didn't enjoy it, and it's not good. You know, you can enjoy bad stuff without calling
Yoga
it good.
hosers.
Yeah,
There
you
was a
can,
little
you can
film
make
called
sure
Big
you're
Trouble in
giving
China
other
that all
people
the
an
critics
honest
said was
idea
crap,
of what it is
but it was
that
awesome.
they can expect by telling them, you know, it wasn't good. Most people might not like it, but I enjoyed it, kind of thing.
Well, like I said, Siskel Ebert said that this movie sucked, but they were idiots for saying that because it's the greatest.
My dude,
movie
did you
I
see
love
the
Big
clip?
Trouble in Little China. That was
Did
a
you
great
see the
movie.
clip with David Fincher, Brad Pitt, and Edward Norton on stage receiving an award 10 years later for Fight Club? And what they did when they accepted it, it wasn't like an Oscar or something.
They
It was
read all
like-
the bad reviews.
they literally read bad reviews out loud as their acceptance speech from when it was even Roger Ebert's review, and just dunked on all the reviewers like that. They'd read the review. Chicago
How could you write
Sun.
a bad review
LA
about
Times.
Fight Club? It was so good.
And you know, the one thing about Rolling Stone magazine, they panned the first 4 Led Zeppelin albums, said they were all sucked.
Yeah, some of the greatest music.
First
ever.
they re-reviewed Nevermind, but when it first came out, they said it was just garage noise. So I mean, it just shows you sometimes the critics don't have the ear of the
Wasn't
people.
it?
Yeah, but it was awesome garage noise.
Yeah, but it was awesome garage noise. Yeah, it's got a 6.5 on IMDb
What
for
Spider-Man?
the Spider-Man show.
And
Did you
what does
not
Fight
like it,
Club
Rita?
have on Rotten Tomatoes, I wonder?
It's got a 66 on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's low for a Marvel thing. That's ridiculously low for an animated property. Typically, animated stuff across the board, you expect to see higher reviews for. Most of the 100% on Rotten Tomatoes are for animated properties and stuff. If not,
I think
probably
X-Men
all.
97 shits all over it.
The first episode of X-Men 97 shits all over
I always
everything
like
Disney's
watching-
done since Endgame. Can't talk for the rest of the show, but the first episode was next level.
I enjoy doing is getting on Rotten Tomatoes and reading reviews of movies. It's like
Movies
see
that what you
tomato
cut out.
score for a Steven Seagal film.
Oh, the older films.
Like in like either single digits or in the
Is that
teens.
my camera or his camera?
Yeah,
Right now?
I'm not getting anything you're saying, Matt.
You're cutting out, Matt.
Laggy.
They started
I
chopping
know,
your words
I
in
know. I
half.
saw it. I was sitting here. All the
All I heard
screens
was
went blank at once on me. So something's wrong with my internet.
Gotcha. Called a bad signal.
Somebody's playing the Xbox.
Lee, you're saying you like going back and reading the old reviews
Probably.
for stuff?
Yeah, like especially like really bad movies, like Neil Breen movies. Sorry, I think it's because somebody, my cousin's here. He's playing the Xbox on the internet, so it's probably cutting my.
As long as he's playing
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals, I
You
approve.
better lay down the law over there. No more Xbox for you.
Lay down the law.
Yeah, that's a good point too,
No
Mike.
soup
There's
for
a
you.
lot of
No
there's a
soup for
lot
you.
of sponsored channels or sponsored reviewers, and even then, like sometimes if they're honest, you can. It's not hard to read between the lines when they're honest, you know. But a lot of them are just excited to be a part of the game.
YouTube needs to be better about like in the description, like other apps and stuff. It will be right in the video. It says this creator earns commission or paid sponsorship or something like that. It needs to be like right in the description, like right
Well,
where
YouTube makes you put up paid sponsorship thing. That's part of its terms of services, but that doesn't mean that you're always gonna see it or catch it. kind of
Right.
thing.
other apps, like right when you click on the video, like where your caption is.
Well,
It's
you
right
have some
underneath
people, their
that.
stick is just like.
But that's because those
There's a lot of
creators are
YouTubers that do
opting to
movie
put
stuff,
that
but
on the
their
video
stick is
too.
like-
There's-
Insulting movies, mostly.
If ever I have an affiliate, I always put that in there. They don't really
Right.
pay me like that. It's an affiliate. So
Well, it's still
There's a difference
different.
between
'Cause,
having
like for
affiliates and
example,
having-
like
Yeah.
YouTubers that review
Yeah.
movies,
Sponsored
some of these
content's
reviewers that
never-
review movies on YouTube, I'm like, have they ever seen a movie they like? Because everything they talk about, they trash.
a whole lot of bad movies out there. But with the paid
yeah, that's true.
the paid promotion, that's like when you see like these people with like these VPN ads and
Yeah, those things.
buying like
Oh,
True
yeah.
Green.
They make their own
Outbrain.
commercial. Magic Spoon.
so like on
Magic
YouTube,
Spoon.
when you click on a video to like see somebody's like sponsorships or affiliate, you have to click on the description. On like TikTok, Instagram, any other app, you can't hide it. It's built into the app right at the bottom. It says paid commission.
It's
So as
built
soon as
into again. It's built into YouTube
Okay.
as well, but you have to. It's on the honor system.
Okay.
So if you go watch like a big channel with actual paid promotion, when you're watching it, I think in like the first 15 seconds or so, it'll be
It
one of
pops
the pop boxes on your video.
Yeah.
But that again, it's an honor system kind of thing.
It falls under. So when you see like when they want to say, hey, go check out this channel that's on the right, it's going to be on the left hand side. It's going to say pay promotion.
Right.
An easy one to catch that if you go to like Comic Tom's, that's where you see it and stuff
Okay.
like that. So, but
Because
the thing
these
is,
are
the
mail files and
YouTuber that upload the video has to check that box for pay promotion. They don't have to do it.
Okay.
So it's a check box. But
So
so
I
I
wish YouTube would make them have to do it. Is what I would like.
it's a matter of catching that. You have to be able to catch it because they don't know.
Yeah, or just build it into their app, make it default.
There's enough things. There's enough thing that's built in their app that I
that doesn't work half the time.
well either it doesn't work or it works in ways that it shouldn't work.
Right, I agree.
So that's something that who cares at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I think for what it's worth, it's like, hey, they're still advertising something.
Sure, just
And
helps with like misinformation and things like that.
Well, it depends on it, like review channels and stuff like that. For the most part, I watch a few of those guys, and for the most part, they're pretty honest with their reviews, and you kind of know by their character how they are. So I don't sweat it on those things. I make my own decision at the end of the day, anyway.
Yeah, I still watch half the stuff that even people say is terrible anyway. So.
Well, you know what you're not going to watch anymore? Sticky Goose.
Oh yeah, why's that?
He called it quits.
Oh yeah.
What?
He called it
No
quits.
way.
Yep.
No way.
His last video.
No way.
Yep.
Same. I just didn't make a video about it.
He's farving it, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
Possibly.
there's no way he's
You,
quit.
you-
He doesn't have a life
you don't
outside
think
of
he's
that.
just
He'll be back
trolling
in
how you
soon.
dumb fucks?
And
Who
Rob,
cares?
what are you working on? A manifesto? What are you doing over
Cares
there?
at the end of the day.
I'm actually trying to get paid from my pet insurance claim.
Okay.
Apparently,
Hey,
it's overly complicated and requires 17 forms, and I can only do it from my phone. But I can't do it in the native app, so it means I have to. It's just fucking. It's not easy.
It
No,
sounds fun.
No cosmetic surgery for your dog, okay?
No,
Gotcha, CJ. Good tip. I have a collective agreement or not an agreement, but a collective thought thing. You guys know me. I'm a high functioning, anxiety, stress kind of guy. And
No, seriously?
next week. So listen, next week's MegaCon, all that kind of stuff, and I'm not that stressed about it. But on the flight back, we have a layover now, and again, prayers to all the family and everything involved in that helicopter and plane crash. Like everybody involved in that, it's terrible. Now we're landing at that airport next week, and
yeah,
I'm kind of freaking out. I ain't gonna lie.
Why?
Like my girl's freaking out. It's got me a little anxiety. So
They said they're understaffed for their
yeah.
That's not true.
yeah. They
Yeah,
said they
who knows?
admitted
I
they're
like I said, I
understaffed.
don't.
I don't. Who's
I don't
they?
see
Because
comments.
who's they? Because there's other
Right.
reputable news agencies that have run articles that there's with interviews and stuff that said no, they're not understaffed at all. They were fully staffed. They had based
Out
on
of
normal
30, there's
So just
19.
out of curiosity,
Out of 30,
do
there's
we,
19 employees.
just out of curiosity, do we just automatically believe the one that we want? I hope that one's true. I hope they're not understaffed, so I believe them.
I don't believe
that how that
anything
works?
because like for me, news is news. It's just whatever. But just like the fact that it something happened, a tragedy
Dang.
happened, and now I'm
Saying
going there.
reputable in front of the word news is suspect as fuck these
Yeah.
days.
It just I don't know, man. It's just my anxiety. I've been
Who's
thinking
Dan
about
Rather?
it. Sucks.
We need Dan.
it's Walter
Where's Dan?
Cronkite.
Who's Dan Rather when you
That's
need
the way it was.
It's a scary situation.
Oh.
Man, I'm reading these comments on this video.
What the fuck? You
These
have a
people
couple
going to try Rob up and find out they're messing with the wrong one. Hit him with the legal language, Rob.
this crap. They come in with security question. What's the make of your first car? You enter in the make of your first car. Oh no, it has to be at least 6 letters. There are a lot of car manufacturers whose four is less than 6. So how the hell is that? How is that
Yeah,
supposed
Ford.
to be a valid fucking security question? For Christ's sake! My God, Buick, Ford, Isuzu.
Facts, CJ.
Oh no, that won't work either. So
I hate to break it to you, they've been telling agendas in movies since the 1930s.
Aggressively relaxing because as I understood it, Sticky had to shut down his channel per the legal agreement after attempting to sue Razor Comics, who shockingly was a retired attorney general.
That sounds about right. I believe it.
Wow. Okay.
Plot
The
thickens.
chat's turned
Now,
into
now that is definitely something.
The plot thickens.
Does anyone else hear that noise?
What is it, madam?
Does anyone else hear that noise?
Oh, we know
Yeah.
it's Omni.
Every now and then, Bo's microphone wants us to know that he's here.
It's Bo. It's definitely Bo.
What
I don't
is
know.
going on, Steve White? He's going to be a guest on Guess That Key on the next episode, if I remember correctly. I'm excited for that.
Nice.
You guys see these little clips here?
Mhm.
My cat fetches these clips. And I can't find them. I don't know where he stashes them. I have like 20 of them. I swear to God. He fetches them. He loves them. And I'll bring it back to me.
My cat boxes those. That's funny that your cat fetches them. My cat will
That's,
get up
pretty
on
cool.
get up on his back hands and like box. He hates those
Yeah.
things.
That's That's Steve. You brought it back to me.
How's my volume now? I've just turned it right down.
It's not necessarily the volume. It's like the gain is high on it.
Yeah, it's picking up like anytime you touch the desk or you move something on your table or whatever else.
It
Yeah,
makes
that's
it
no-
sound like the noise of wind, a quick wind pop into it.
Well,
No,
it
well,
just sounds,
yeah,
it sounds like it's
that's-
like on an arm or something. Somebody's moving
then
the
again,
arm
like-
around.
Yeah.
Sticky could
Well, the
just
only
be
two
trolling
options I've got on
everybody.
this thing is the only two options I've got on this thing is Mon and Mike. And the only thing I've changed recently was I was on a stream and a guy told me to turn up my mic, so I've just turned it down.
I don't know. It's just lots of extra stuff. But hey, we
Our
love you anyway.
cat is a serial killer. It kills birds like every day. It's like the Ted Bundy of bird killers.
One of my cats will steal my shiny jewelry. Yeah, I'm in that situation too.
All right.
Sure we don't have a squirrel?
No, but sorry about that. I had to process that because I'm getting is a claim I had filed with a pet insurance that I'm about ready to cancel. So I wanted to get my money from them before I cancel that policy because I don't need to have two policies. So I have a different.
That sounds like it's going to be a rough one.
No, they've approved the claim. So now it was just I had to enter the way for them to send me the money. So
Yeah, they'll approve it. Sending the money it might take a little while.
no, they do is they give you three different options. They can do bank transfer, they can do Zelle, they can do PayPal. So it's like, okay, here you go. It's all right. I have there's like 20 something days left before the next billing. So it should be fine. But it's I had a pet insurance I was funding myself, and then which I was fine with, but then my work brought back it as a benefit, and it's like half the cost. And so it's like, all right, well, then we switch to this other company, and but for so temporarily for this month or through February, my dog is double insured. I'm like, oh well, we submit from this other company I've been paying for that hasn't paid me shit yet, and because I had it was like a regular. There was a whole bunch of vaccinations that were due, and year-round stuff. So it was like a $1,300 vet bill. So they sent me back $940. So I like that.
That does sound good.
Yeah, it beats being out $1,300, right, Bo?
It does indeed.
Think about all the omnibuses you could buy with $940 something.
A whole 9.
2.
Yeah, Australia. It's in Australian dollars.
Yeah,
Maybe 3.
maybe 3. Depends on it.
Or maybe 1 if you went back into a out of print one or something that you've been coveting.
Yeah, I'm not spending $900 on one Omni. I'll tell you that right now. Otherwise, I would have had Werewolf by Night by now.
Better be a good read.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's
I can't
fair.
do the Omnis. I got one Omni. That's off. One.
Which
Just
one?
Arthur Adams.
Batman?
No, Arthur Adams.
Is that really an Omni, or is
Yeah,
that
what
just more of a
character
collector?
is it?
That's
I know what you're saying, is he?
It's
He's
called,
saying it's nothing but
His
Arthur
best
Adams
work?
stuff.
it's called Arthur Adams.
Oh, so the Marvel by... okay, thank you.
You see, that's what I say. Arthur Adams. That's all I need to say. Arthur Adams. Look, it's this is Omni size, right?
No, you could have
It's
started
like
it with
what-
Marvel Omnibus.
No.
by Art Adams.
I just have to say Arthur Adams. That's all I have to say. Damn it,
Yeah,
Seth.
okay. And where's my... Oh, okay, I've got a Frank Miller over there.
Frank Miller, what? Is it Sin City? Is it 300? Is it?
No, it's just Frank Miller.
Get your Sandman books ready because they're going to go out of print sooner or later.
What's interesting too is that there's a facsimile scheduled for release in like 2 months.
Bye.
Yeah, I saw a shiny facsimile coming up that looks really good. The Marvel Monster Busters, they're great. Devil Dinosaur's great as well, but really thin.
Mhm.
What else
You're
did you
just
say you got? Grant Morrison Doom Patrol. I don't have that one.
There's actually quite a few really cool Omni or reprint facsimiles scheduled from Marvel and DC. There was like Fantastic Four and 5, and there's the Brave and the Bold, the first appearance of Wonder Girl with the first time they actually used the name Teen Titans. Then there was what else was on there? There's some more. There's a more fun, an early more fun stuff. Oh, the Detective Comics. God, what issue was that one? The one that Neil Adams homaged. I can't remember. Anyways,
Talking about Batman?
yeah,
Talking about the original?
yeah. So they're doing it's one of the ones that's slated for a upcoming reprint / they call it a facsimile release.
Yeah, the Neil Adams was 227. I can't remember what number the original.
The original, yeah, the original.
Like,
though,
it was in the 30s, I think.
It was a low number, yeah. But anyway, so it's on the. I was going through those things last night, looking at because I like to pick them up because you can read them and whatnot. But then I was picking up a second one because I found that when I'm do one of the charities we do is donating comics to the military and such, and I found one of the things that they really liked was, but I sent last time a whole bunch of those facsimile reprints of famous issues, and those were super popular because
31.
they could then read those and handle everything else that you'd never be able to do normally. So that's okay.
Speaking of the military, they just announced the NAM omnibus, which I'm really excited about.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Especially the one that has like the Punisher. The Punisher's in them.
The Punisher was in the NAM much later, after its initial run. So I don't know if it's. I think it's every issue, but I'm really interested in. I've got the trades with all the Punisher NAM, but I've never read the original NAM, so I'm really looking forward to that.
A great series. You ever read Semper Fi? Marvel had one called Semper Fi. I got a couple of those.
Oh, did they? No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that actually.
The NAM was one of the last ones too. It went to the 80s.
Tell you what, it was pretty adult for a kid my age to be reading about some of the stuff they showed in those the non-comics.
Yeah.
It never really sold. It's just that they just kept making them, so somebody was buying them.
Well, that's why after I think the second run, they wanted to incorporate Marvel characters into it, which the original writer was really against, and he left the book.
It went to 93.
Well, I was interested in that because my dad was a Marine. He was and I had a lot of uncles that were in Vietnam. My dad was.
You're saying it went to 93?
In it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how many issues are in the Omni.
80. There's 84 issues, so the Omni probably could hold all of them.
No, the Omni's at the very most. Like one of the biggest omnibuses that's coming out is the Agent Venomnibus, and that's about 60 issues. And before that, the biggest omnibuses were like Immortal Hulk, which was close to 60 issues as well. But the NAM here, it has, it's 1 to 45.
Okay, so that's one volume. So I think it'll be a 2 volume. So
well, it's strange because it actually doesn't say volume. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, so they haven't said volume 1, but the title is the NAM 1966 to 1969.
Oh, so that's the original run. That's not even this one.
Yeah.
So unless they're going based on the years of the war.
No, it's not the year of when it was written. It's year of when it's set in.
Yeah, that's why I said the war.
Yeah, so the second volume might be like 69 to whatever, that's what I'd imagine. But it's still weird they didn't call it maybe that's why it's not called a volume 1, because the years are different.
Yeah. So the Punisher shows up in issue 52. However, the Avengers show up earlier.
Yeah.
So the Avengers show up in issue. Let me see which issue was it. I saw they're in the cover, which kind of defeats the purpose of the comic book.
Yeah, well, I'm getting the original cover.
41.
The DM is Avengers.
Yeah. So issue 41 features the Avengers. And it's like they've been drafted. It's a bad cover for
Which issue did you say is Avengers?
Yeah, let me show it to you guys if you
Just what number is it?
It's 41.
41. Okay.
41.
There it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the DM.
That's really cool.
Neat. So you know that one.
Good cover.
It's got Cap on it. Matt, that's on your hit list now.
It has the Avengers.
Yeah.
The Trinity.
But if they had Thor and Iron Man and Captain America in Vietnam, would we have actually
think that's a better cover though?
I'm just saying, if you had Thor and Asgardian like fighting for
I think that's a
America
better cover.
during the Vietnam War, would they really stood a chance?
Probably not.
It's like Dr. Manhattan and Watchmen.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Punisher shows up in issue 52. It just says Punisher invades. And he's not really even he's not even in the cover. So
Yeah, he was only in it for about maybe 10 issues or so.
Yeah.
Because I've got a trade that's called The Punisher Invades the Nam, and it's a thick trade. But
Really?
it's only the Punisher and the Nam issues.
it says it's a 2-part story, so unless he showed up multiple
Anybody
times.
read the
I think so.
the Get Fury series that came out like last year?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome.
You got to read
Takes
other
place in the
his
Vietnam
Ennis's others Fury books, man. Ennis knows how to write Fury really well.
Yeah.
And the
How many
Punisher.
Tureks have you collected now, Mark?
So there's the Punisher.
That photo I posted had 72 copies in it.
I like
70.
there's one issue I really want to get that's like the pinup issue. It's got like
How
a
many
pinup
issues do you have now, madam? I would send you one, but I don't have any spare. And collecting Turok is kind of like a personal thing.
It doesn't have any spare.
It's up to you to get your first copy.
It's fine.
have
I
one
feel like
copy I want.
what it would be like though if I did get a Turok. I
You
feel like
need a
like
Turok
the Gibbon
one.
gang, you know. The
What is
Gibbon
that?
Gang, that's
I
the
want a
gang that
copy.
Reggie Collects had, where like if you had a certain comic, you were part of the Gibbon gang because it was the Gibbon comic.
The first
Okay.
appearance of the Gibbon.
Yes.
I have one copy of it.
And
It's
Reggie
signed
sent
by-
me a copy so I could be part of the gang because I was worried I wasn't actually part of the gang. If
Well,
I
that's
was
called
married by
pandering. I would
association.
love for you to be part of the Turok people, but that's up to you to join.
Yeah,
He's not sending you any Turok. That's what he's
It's
telling
fine,
you.
all right.
I don't have any spare.
I have one copy that I won. I won a copy from West Coast Adventures, and he signed it.
Don't have a
Nice.
spare to square. No square to spare.
Square to spare.
Not one to spare.
Yeah, like AR said, there is no cure for compulsive Turok #1 syndrome, but with therapy, you can still live a normal life,
Yeah, there
So-
you go.
relatively normal.
So, Mark, how many do you have that are regular edition versus the gold edition?
I have, let's see, I've got one graded gold one raw gold one. I got Bart Spears to sign, or Bart Shears to sign. Then I've got one 9.8 regular one, two 9.8 red ones. I got Bart to sign. One of them is out of his stock of copies that he had at his table that I got him to personalize to me. And then I have the only one in existence Jurassic Park acetate signed by Bart and Adrian, who did the acetate to it. So I got some unique ones, but
Yeah, I
just
like that Jurassic
ultimately just two of the gold ones.
So when are we going to see Legion of Comics Turok edition only slabs episode?
I only have one. I'm not trying to collect them all in slabs. I wanted that one 9.8, and I can see myself upgrading the gold one if I, I'm an opportunistic shopper. So the one that I have is in a 9.4, but I got it for $30, which is approximately the price of
Getting the slab.
getting it raw. No, like the
Yeah.
gold one's like a $30 comic if you catch a good deal on a good copy.
Oh, then I got a maker deal when I got that one. Then I got it. I think I got it for like 10.
Yeah, I got this. The other gold one I got for 10, but I AOK'd it to Nick. 'cause Nick's a big Bart fan. And I'm like, yeah, Nick takes care of me. I'll send him a book.
Oh, by the way, it is official. I will be at Heroes Con.
Oh, nice. I assumed it was already official.
It's official. I've decided to cancel my attendance at Heroes Con. No, I'm just kidding.
This is the
Sorry,
giving
Izzy.
gang.
What does it
It's
say
okay.
on there?
It
Steph's
says
copy?
Steph's copy. I'll tell you a funny story. My
It better be
ex,
funny.
If we don't
my-
laugh, we're going to be mad.
my ex went through once I was sent a copy from Reggie. My ex went through his entire collection looking for his copy, and it took him a whole day. And then he realized he had sent it off to be graded.
Nice.
That is so hilarious.
So
So
We're
Rob
auctioning
cannot
that book
it
contain.
teaches you to be organized with your collection.
Stephanie's auctioning that book off, starting bid $1.
No, but I will show off my Lady Death.
Oh,
No.
She's
that's a
fun.
starting bid of $5 because it's signed, isn't it?
It is signed.
But it's Lady Death, so it's down to $2.
It's double signed actually.
$5 rules.
$5 reviews, which equates to $1.23.
Oh,
I have to pick up my comic capsules.
I'll give you two
They didn't
Tim
want to
Tams
leave
for
them.
it.
You can't swap Tim Tams, mate. They're too good. Don't be stupid.
Have you tried them
You
yet?
can't have them. You can't have them. I love.
My wife loved them.
I like them.
Yeah.
I also like the violet crumbles are pretty awesome.
Violet crumbles are great. Yep.
I don't know. I like those
Yeah,
caramel, the caramel
the-
koalas. Those are pretty top.
Oh, the
notch.
caramel koalas. Yeah, they're already gone. They're already gone.
I don't know what. There's something different. Something. Well, of course, Cadbury chocolate from there is really good. So
And
Yeah.
they have the ones he's like a
Ketamine.
what's it called? Dairy milk. With
Oh.
raspberry in the middle of them are
oh
amazing.
no, not that. No, just I like my favorite of all is just this. Is just the plain dairy milk.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Those are good.
caramel inside is great, but just the plain straight dairy milk.
But
That's
there's another one.
I
Called
don't need anything
Picnic.
else. It's a fabulous chocolate.
I like the one. There's a bar, the candy bar guy there called Picnic is pretty badass too.
Yeah. Picnic's great.
But you gotta keep in mind you can't get the taste for that and then like go down to the local store and go get the local Cadbury
Oh, I know.
'Cause-
Yeah, right.
because that's Hershey's chocolate. It's not actually even Cadbury chocolate. It's here in the States. It's crap. There's a distinct order as a big fan of Cadbury chocolate. I'll tell you, there's a distinct order. Australia's is the best, and I'm not saying that to pander to Omnibo. It's just it's just a matter of fact. It is the best tasting. Second is the UK, followed by Canada, followed by America shouldn't even be considered because it's not even really Cadbury.
Is that the only flavor of shapes that you got? Chicken crimpy?
Yep.
Oh man, you got to get the barbecue or the pizza. They're the
Yeah.
best.
Well, you got to send it, man. You think he's gonna go to Australia to grab him?
Apparently he is he? Where does he get all this crap
No,
from?
no. He got because Spidey sent him. I'm like, you don't send a damn thing to anybody.
You know why? Because I'm still waiting for my fucking comic book, motherfucker.
That's not my fault. It's been sent.
Yes, it is.
It's in
Oh,
Australia.
All I know,
It's in
all I know is
Australia, I
I
can tell
sent
you that.
somebody a whole bunch of hot sauces. That's all I'm saying.
I do owe Rob a box. It's true, and also I owe Izzy a slap in the face. So they're both coming.
Yeah, that's not happening. Look at this. Our comic capsule is good. They're good. It's just that it was an issue. Go ahead, Rob.
So yeah, essentially what we've learned more about really, it's more.
I don't have any of them.
It's that the comic is leaving an imprint on the, or leaving basically like some ink transfer essentially
Mm-hmm.
to the back to the soft poly back, and so they're saying, and they're investigating that, and so it's put it in a poly bag, which really the only time you were putting them in there without a poly bag was originally when they first launched. They said, hey, the original size, you put a modern book in a poly bag with a backer board and it slides in, and if you had a Silver Age, then you put it in without the bag and board. now they have Silver Age ones, so you just bag and board them, and it's not a problem. So problem solved. But if you have ones, yeah, you can put it in a bag and a board. Yeah, absolutely. And certain capsule, 100%. If you do that, there's no problem whatsoever. Matter of fact, that's the workaround right now is they're providing free bags for people. But so yeah,
putting their comics and there were no bag and board. Please, savages.
Is that a capsule there, is he?
One doesn't
Yeah,
have bag and
so-
board.
This is a capsule. So this is what a capsule looked like. This is a red capsule. So you see here. What's really nice about these is that you can flip it out, and then there's like little spots so you can hang it if you want to. So you can do
Nice.
that. If you have this extra space, you take the comic that you kept in a bag and board, because you could keep the comic in the bag and board, and it should just slide right in like so.
Yeah.
And then you could seal it like
and-
so.
Just understand why.
and you could do it also
Yeah.
without the stupid red, so that way you
I would put
don't
one
have it where it's just again same thing,
in there,
right? Bag and
But how
board.
much do these cost?
about a bag and board.
They're like $9 a piece, or if you buy them in groups, blocks, there's discounts and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Man,
So
I'd love to get about 20 of
But
those.
I
But as
prefer to
far
have
as-
my comics just like loose, you know.
Well, again, I
no
wouldn't-
bag and board, and I like to
wouldn't
touch
use-
them a lot.
I wouldn't use these for my entire collection by any stretch of the imagination. But if
Mhm.
you're, for a lot of people, like if you're not into slabbing, but you have certain books that are more valuable that you want to preserve them and protect them, you know, this is it. Like this is a book that I take around from con to con. I've got like 11 different signatures on there right now, and you know, so I keep it protected and try to keep the book as pristine as possible. And I've got other books sometimes that, like, when I get, you know, when I get a high-end book in, until I eventually have it slabbed, I might store it inside one of these to help protect it. But yeah,
Is that a
I
comic
wanna get
capsule?
yeah.
my Don Cates Venom run for a few of those variants that I love.
I put that on my Christmas list.
Yeah, I mean,
because I was
I
like,
think they're-
I wanted a few.
They're definitely better. I mean, look, I have top loaders. I have other quote unquote slab it yourself kits are out there. As far as the slab it yourself kits go, this is actually one of the cheapest per unit that's out there, and it's actually probably one of the nicer ones, simplest to use, very clean without drawing a lot of attention to the rest of the stuff. Highly reusable. But as far as like a top loader, sure, top loaders are cheaper, but they don't protect as much. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. These do nest within each other and lock kind of when you put them in a box and stuff. So some,
yeah, they also fit in comic book boxes, as I'm sure
Yeah,
you mentioned.
yeah, they fit in boxes really easy. Whereas like even the Silver Age ones fit in boxes. Whereas like when I put, because I was using when I'm stacking. We had a bunch of them that were donated to us for Comic Screen Cancer. We had all like the art books and stuff where these OA art books were in these comic capsules that we were able to just put them in a short box. But if I put those same books in like a Silver Age top loader, a Silver Age top loader doesn't always fit inside of a standard short box or something. So
I wonder if you
it
can
is
buy those, yeah.
it is a difference, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah.
they have Brian. They have both standard. Not that we meant to turn this into a commercial for them, but they have a regular size and Silver Age size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You can get
so
Clear, black, red.
yeah, so the standard size and the Silver Age size, includes that its ability to hold the same era age bag and board. If you
Right.
take this is where we go back to what we were just talking about, the original comic capsule, which is just for the modern age size. It does hold a Silver Age book if you put no bag and board. But so by the Silver Age ones, keep it in a bag and board. So,
This one I got thrown in last year for C3.
yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the year before that when Gary B was doing it, and
Yeah, they had.
so I want to say this is an original, and then this one is one that I got for Christmas.
Yeah, well, hold it up next to you so you can see whether they're bigger or not.
Yeah, I mean, they're I think it was the same, but I mean,
there are some that are
But this is exactly what I'm talking about, Rob, right here.
Yeah,
exactly
Stan
what
Lee
you
signed
said.
book. You're gonna protect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get this graded though. I mean, it is I mean, I don't even know. It's probably like a 0.510 whatever. But it means a lot to me because I met Stan Lee with this book, and you know,
So I could answer that question,
You did a great
Sandman.
job.
They are in the process. They do have Golden Age sizes already. They exist.
Slabs?
Yeah.
The comic capsules?
Yeah, they got Golden Age size.
Not
It
for
exists.
sale.
Yeah, it's on the website right now. I'm looking at it.
Really? Wow. That's,
Mhm.
okay, that's new. I knew they had their comic capes, which was their weird thing, and
They just launched it. So if you want to, and like again, we're doing Not that we're doing a commercial.
That's got to be interesting because there are different sized Golden Age books, but
yeah. So this so it's up there now.
Okay.
So it's 7.5 by 10.5, and
okay, the smaller size ones. Okay.
Mhm.
But
So
it's
they have
still
that.
good. Now, the one thing that you have to keep in mind, though, is that when we say bagged and accommodated, bagged and boarded, it's poly bags. It's not Mylar. Yeah, they do not. If you take a Silver Age Mylar bag and board and try to stick that same thing, because the bag is more rigid, it's doesn't really accommodate it inside the capsule.
Yeah, and the bag, the bag that they have it's pretty. It's enough. Because that was their worry. The worry was that. So the fact that they're actually giving you the bags with it, you know.
Yes, we've broken many a CGC seal.
Yeah, I dropped one time.
The super easy way to crack a CGC slab is you just slam it on the corner of a desk at 1/3 of the way down from the top of the thing, and it opens right up.
Or you just go like this and it opens. Yeah.
Well, sometimes. Let's see.
Or
Yes, King's Portal. I have.
Throw it on the ground on a concrete floor.
And I threw it on the ground.
And I threw it on
There's
the
that
ground.
discount code. Exactly. Yeah. If we only we had a discount code, we're not trying to pitch or sell these things. It was just turned into an open review and not a pitch or a sale on said product.
Yes. If you want a discount code, hit me up. I'm working on getting one. I will have one eventually.
Well, why isn't Lawrence giving me the comic screen cancer one? That's what I want to know.
What was that?
I said, why isn't Lawrence giving me the comic screen cancer one? I'll have to go bug him. It's the 90s, I think. I can't really tell the difference.
I can tell the difference with Mylar.
Jim, have you found anything cool lately?
I have not, because I have not. The ground is finally thawed because we had like 2 40-degree days, but and I hadn't been out because of my back, but I have things in the works. I'm trying to get a hold of this lady, and hopefully she'll give me a yes to go to her. She owns a property that's super old, and I'm drive by it all the time, and I'm like, I got to get in there, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to turn it into a wedding venue, and that's like the kiss of death, because they just have to. They're going to put a parking lot where the ground is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just let me get in there first before you be paving that joint. So it's going to happen. It's just, this is kind of the time where I do a lot of research to figure out where I'm going to go in, the spring. And I try to hit places that I think I can get a yes right now. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Cool.
Hey, Jim, have you ever gone, other places across the country or out of country?
I've never been to England to do it. My wife wanted to send me to do that, but I don't know. I'd rather do it as a group than just by myself, and it's fun that way to have a partner to be able to compare stuff at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'll dig with you, Jim.
I know. I come down there to Australia and find me all kinds of gold, baby.
Yeah, and snakes. Snakes and scorpions.
How are you gonna find snakes and scorpions with a metal detector?
Yeah, still find it.
You can just come to Arizona with a flashlight and you can find those.
I mean, I don't know if you really understand how biology works, but I
don't.
Ferrous metal is not a typical makeup in any sufficient quantities for it to be picked up by a detector.
So
that you're
I heard you guys talking before I got on about the Omnis, and this is like the only one that I've got that I bought the other day because Scotty said it was at Ollie.
Luke Cage, yeah.
And I started reading it, and right off the rip, I was like, wait a minute. I had some thoughts in my head because I don't know if you guys remember, but it said in here that the whole premise of the Doctor's work was cell regeneration. It wasn't about making his skin steel. It was about regenerating the cell. So is this like a And this came out in like 72, and the creation of Wolverine per se didn't come out until like 74. So this is like a precursor to Deadpool and Wolverine. This was the superhero that, had he not been, had the experiment not gone awry, he might have just had regenerative powers.
It's a good point,
steel
Jim,
skin.
because they've always they've sort of merged Captain America and Wolverine and all of those experiments into the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Luke Cage has never been a part of it.
Right. Well, he was the. That's what I'm trying to say. If
Always
this
keep
came
the
out in
black man out.
72
That's what that was. Keep the black man out. That's all that's about.
In his defense, Luke Cage wasn't in prison in the 40s to be experimented on.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America's wasn't about regenerative healing, though. It was a whole different experiment. The funny thing is they kept trying to do it over and
different
over
ways
and
of
over.
It's just, wait a second. You mean the governments have come up with different ways to try to enhance their soldiers? That doesn't sound like something that would happen in reality.
You mean like cloning?
Like cloning? Yes.
You're like cloning?
I'm
Who
just
did
saying.
that?
We have them. They exist. We have
You
super
have them. They
soldiers.
exist.
Why don't they do
exist.
something cool with the cloning, man? Like they could clone Burt Reynolds or some shit. That'd be cool.
Chuck Norris, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Yeah, let's just clone Bruce Lee for God's sake. We need just give me like an army of Bruce Lees, okay?
Actually, guys, in all
Sending in the Chuck Norrises.
Bruce Lee was not.
That sounds like a great story, though. Not to have the army of Bruce Lees.
No, truth be told, though, in all reality, Bruce Lee, he could not. He had flat feet. They didn't let him in the military. Like his number was called up for the draft, and they didn't pass him because his eyesight was abysmal, and he had flat feet. Now, was he cut? Yeah, he was cut. He was in excellent shape, but they weren't going to pass him in the army.
How did that one
stage?
Wow.
You denied Bruce Lee.
See, Jim, though, the clone Bruce Lee will have flat feet that aren't flat.
Then that's not a clone. That's a defect. That's a defect. Then.
Yeah, it's not a clone.
Speaking of clones, I don't get toys.
I'll tell you what
are you doing at Remy Q's house?
Of our asses on this panel.
Comic Viking. How did you get there?
Alan, please play me a song.
Send in the battalion of. Send in the Charles Bronson battalion.
No, we don't want that. You don't want that.
You don't want that smoke, huh?
You don't
How
want
about
that.
The Rock? I think we should send in a bunch of The Rock.
He'll show up late to everything.
Clone him. He'll show up late.
Yeah, the gym muscles. Yeah.
Is The Rock here yet? No, they haven't made it yet. How many hours has it been? About 4.
He's third string.
Speaking of clones, I got this today.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty cool.
Shite. That's what that is.
No, it's fucking great. Shut up.
You don't even understand how much shite that is.
By the clone saga when he was a young man.
Not shit. It's shite.
Show us where the clone saga.
I'm talking to Bo. It's shite.
It's shite.
Show us where the clone saga hurts you at, Rob.
Right here is the maximum clonage.
I have a question for Comic Viking.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, can you play that piano behind you?
No.
I just asked him.
It's not real.
What?
He's at Remy Q's house.
Did you say it's not real? I thought you weren't real and the room was. I thought you were a clone of Comic Viking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Izzy doesn't know biology or people.
Neither.
I just feel like at any moment, like you could just like walk over there and just be like.
Alan, what are you up to?
Working.
Okay, it looked like your work office.
That sounded so unexciting.
Not really, but
Like that was questionable. Working.
What time are you aiming to go to the shop?
I'm typing and doing things.
What time are you aiming to go to the shop today?
20 minutes.
You're trying to go early. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm going this afternoon to go because I'm going through and organizing it all and pricing it out and stuff. It's not out yet.
Gotcha.
There,
Yeah,
there's
that's the
only a
best time to
couple
look
that
at
I've
it.
already processed through. Some really cool stuff in there, though.
I'm sure I'll pick something out.
That 340 is already pulled out. He's had a whole run of the Punisher's first ongoing. You know, the one where he's hanging on the side of the building with the bazooka?
Mm-hmm.
The whole run of that.
Oh, cool.
I'll buy it for $1.
I'll buy that for $1.
I don't think you will. Rob, I'm about to run
Speaking
my
of-
mom up to the eye doctor. Take me probably about 15, 20 minutes. And I'll be back on from the parking lot.
Okie dokie. As long as, yeah, why not?
If something happens, you always can just kill it, my man.
That's right. I can always kill it.
But I'll see you all in a few minutes.
But
you,
we
Mark.
won't discuss it ahead of time.
Speaking
so it'll be
speaking of the
premeditated.
Punisher, CGC announced new you know what I'm talking about. Labels. There you go.
The new labels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that they're $8 a piece.
Yeah. They
How
raised
can we
the
make
prices
more
too.
money
Yeah,
and
exactly.
do the same thing?
Are they
I-
holographic labels yet?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Well, those are next. Those will be $12.
it's only a 60% increase in cost.
To me, it doesn't bother me, but I don't slab as many books as Rob does. So that's
Well,
I understand.
it doesn't
where Rob's
bother me
coming from.
because I almost never get those labels, because if I send multiple books in order to get those labels, every book in the submission has to
Has
be
to have the
eligible,
label.
has to have a label available. So I can't mix Marvel and DC or anything. It has to be an all Marvel submission, and they all have to have books that I'm willing to put those labels on.
True. Okay.
So, because if I send in a book that, like, I don't know, a Fantastic Four book, but there's no Fantastic Four label, do I want it to have a Thor label on it? No, that
No.
would just seem stupid. How would I
Very.
put, no? So you can't do it because then it becomes separate submissions.
Yes.
Because again, CGC, everything has to be exactly the same. God forbid I send in 10 modern books, 5 with labels and special labels and 5 without, and it could be under the same submission. No, separate submission fees, separate shipment fees, everything else.
I just encountered that because I
So-
sent 3 books in, but 1 is signed, the other 2 aren't. So
Yeah, separate submission. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, why spend $8 a book? First of all, if you're sending a modern book, what's it now, $27 or something like that?
Mhm.
So $27,
Yeah.
you're going to add an extra $8. So now you're adding an extra 30% on top of your grading fees for a custom label to have a character printed on that. I mean, come on. It
Never cared about that.
With the amount you guys talk about CGC, you guys should definitely have like a show dedicated to just
so like graded comic books or something.
CGC, just problems with CGC.
I think
Oh
there's
no,
one on
those
Saturday.
videos exist already.
I think there's one on Saturday. Rob, do you know?
I don't know of any great. Well, no, it's not dedicated to the problems with them, but yeah.
Oh,
Solely dedicated to just
Well, that's a one-time show, and there's always people talking about issues and stuff with them. But it's one of those. I
Plenty
get
of
hung
issues.
up on. The thing is that CGC, their price with theirs, the cost. They're clever because of their price point. They're like, oh, it's $2 here and $2 there, and people go like, oh well, they're so beat down with all these price hikes and stuff that they go, okay, well it's just $2, so I'm not that concerned and stuff. But I factor in on the percentage. What's the percentage increase that we're talking about? Because inflation is measured in percentage and stuff, and there's normal percentage rates of which is normal, and then when you start talking about I'm doing 60% price hikes year after year, that's when you start going like, wait a second, you have 4 years in a row where you're doing price hikes, and each year you're doing 30 to 40% price hikes on most of your items, some items over 60% price hiking every single year for 4 years. That ends up means your product has just in 4 year span, you're talking like 65 to 70% increases in costs. Their costs haven't gone up that much.
No.
mean, I don't think their costs have gone up. I think they're just getting more greedy, like you're implying. But
Well, they've
my
been
question
greedy.
is, are there entries, or I'm sorry, maybe not entries? Are people sending more books in or less books in?
Well, yeah, there are people sending less books in, and so their solution isn't to make their product any better or do anything else. Is to just make more money by charging the people who are sending in more money, right? Which is a silly way to do it, but whatever. They're
It's absolutely agree with you 100%.
but the thing is, it's not just them, right? So you gotta remember, during this time of inflation that everyone's people have been fighting about, and various political parties have been capitalizing on. The reality of the situation is that corporate profits are up at record levels during these times too, because yes, their costs are going up and they're passing it along, but the prices that they're passing along exceed their price increases. They're utilizing it as a cover and an excuse to not just utilize the old adage of shrinkflation, where we would change the amount of product in a given package size and charge the same amount, but now they're combining shrinkflation along with inflation of prices that are going on and raising those prices at levels beyond what their costs are. They're not passing along. And now when you think that you're going to start introducing new tariffs on those, so new costs on those landed cost of goods, you're going to see those, they might get, maybe it's a 10-cent per unit increase. Well, you guarantee that's going to equate to probably a 25 to 50 cent per unit increase by the time it hits the shelf.
Right.
Because
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, because
I wanted to interject one thing you were saying. Do you think the average person even knows what a tariff is and how it works?
No,
because I really don't think I asked 5 people at work and none of them could tell me.
No, because everybody's been led to believe that we go, oh, China, I'm putting a tariff on your goods, and that somehow China pays that. The Chinese, whoever it is, not wherever that country is, they build their products the same way they always have. They put them on a boat and they ship them over. When it comes over, when you go to pick up that item from customs, you pay duties and taxes, and those duties and taxes include any tariffs that are on that item. So if I am the local distributor, let's say Bo makes a bunch of he makes comic widgets, and I choose that I'm going to buy those comic widgets, and I'm his American distributor here, then Bo sells me those comic widgets. He's been selling to me for $1 a piece. He doesn't change his cost to me, but now there's all of a sudden a 25% tariff. Now, when I go to pick them up, I got to pay an extra 25 cents per unit on those things on my cost. Now my cost went from $1 to $1.25. I'm now going to take that and sell it to my retailers. Let's say I don't sell it direct to the public. Most things aren't. They come in through a distributor. The distributor then goes to a retailer. So I'm going to go sell them now to the comic book stores. So I used to get I used to sell them to the comic book stores for $2. So I would get double my profit. That's the way a lot of these things work. Or maybe, so we'll just keep math simple. It was originally $2. Well, now I'm going to still do the same thing. Now the comic stores are getting it for $2.50. So now what you were paying, the comic book store used to take that $2 item, and they were selling it for $4, doubling it up. And so now they're gonna have to sell it for $5. So now all of a sudden that item went from $4 to $5 as that 25% price increase went with you. Everybody else kept their margins the same. Now, if any of those corporate entities choose to also take that opportunity to increase beyond the straight tariff amount, to take a little bit extra profit and use that as a guise, now all of a sudden that item now it's $6 to the average consumer instead of the $5, even though it's only a 25% increase. So it always gets passed down the line. It's the way it works, because everybody's still going to get their percentage. The theory behind them was that it makes it more expensive to buy goods that were manufactured outside the country. And it does. As a consumer, it's more expensive to buy that item. So now if I'm looking at an item that's made outside of the country and on a tariff from a tariffed nation. And there is an equivalent product manufactured with the U.S. The U.S. isn't necessarily paying that tariff. The idea was that even though the manufacturing costs might be higher here, that would give American products an equal footing, is the idea behind it. But the problem is we're not actually manufacturing most stuff here. So will it encourage people to open up manufacturing here? That's the question. It may not, but it's not something that happens quickly. It takes a long period of time. There was also the note behind things like NAFTA and stuff that were put in place was to bring some of that stuff instead of overseas, but bring it and share it across North America. But now we're also going to start tariffing apparently our own
Mexico,
our
trading partner,
our trading partners, our close trading partners and stuff too. So who knows? It's kind of like a things
everything you just said, you should just put on a loop, Rob.
Can you just write all of that down for me and send it to me, please?
Well, it's not. I mean, we don't know what. I don't know what kind of stuff the Aussies have going on over there, so it's not going to directly impact you. What's funny is, so let's say I spend 150 on these, you might actually get them cheaper, Bo, because you don't have situations where tariffs come into play. So, who knows? Maybe your comic books will start to be cheaper than the American comic books.
No,
because
we don't get anything cheaper than you guys. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. But we can hope, we can dream.
Yeah, it's like, and Simon says, so if you utilize tariffs to, which is essentially equates to higher cost of goods, if it was done where it actually then reduced personal income taxes or something like that to those types of things in exchange, then it's no big deal. You're exchanging one tax for another tax type of thing. And it also has the benefit, in that scenario where if I'm replacing one tax with a different one, and at the same time, one has the potential of maybe increasing domestic production or manufacturing capabilities and everything else, there's a potential upside there then in that case. But given that where our national debt is and the government's propensity to spend money on any time that it thinks it can find an extra nickel, it spends 20,000 of them.
Yeah.
The likelihood that they're going to sit there and go, oh, hey, we're going to reduce. Well, okay, aside from the oligarchy, it's unlikely that they're going to reduce your income tax in exchange for any of this. The only people who get, the super rich, yeah, their taxes will continue to go down. But don't forget, for people, middle class people like myself, the last set of tax cuts that this got when the last president, this president was president last time, my taxes went up 20% when they introduced tax cuts. So
check your pulse, Rob. Check your pulse.
Relax.
Breathe, Rob.
Breathe.
Mine went down.
Wait, look. When Rob
I'm not making political statements. I'm just making educated about how tariffs and taxes work and making a factual statement about what my individual taxes did. I did not express a political opinion one way or the other on that aspect.
Exactly. He did
no,
not.
but
Really?
you
No
can
one could.
see that little
although I
thing
take that back. I take that back. Let me walk that statement back. I did make a statement with regards to that only the rich were going to get their tax cuts. That was a bit of a political statement and jab, although in reality, it also tracks with what reality has been and in America for quite some time.
We're talking decades.
Exactly. But when Rob can't complete a sentence, it's like you can tell he's starting to get talking about it.
Well,
I
understand that.
And I'm like, Rob, you were on a roll. I'm
His
with you.
mind is going faster than he can talk.
I love it. I fucking love it. But I don't know.
America.
I didn't mean to go about getting to that. I just thought that was interesting in that whole conversation. But
guys, I gotta go. I'll see you
later, Izzy.
Hey, Izzy.
Yeah, like all of a sudden people think it's like
day.
after 6 a.m. here, all of a sudden I'm getting pinged by 3 different people at work.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
They want me to work? What is going on here?
I should get going as well.
Where are you going?
I don't know, somewhere.
Like 4:00 over there or something, isn't it?
It's 1:15.
You don't have anything to do.
Shut up.
I'd sleep.
1:15 in the morning.
Shut up.
I'm calling you out.
So I haven't been really buying any of the new books, but I am going and buying specific books. I'm looking at previews, and when I look ahead, and I'm like, okay, I do want at least to get these two. So I'll send them into my shop. And one of the things I'm excited about is the Herculoids is coming back. So, yay! I can't wait to. I'm hoping that they do a good job in writing it. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm that, and I'm getting as many of the Godzilla.
Fantastic Four.
Well,
Is it?
Godzilla
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. There's like 2 of them that I went ahead and pre-ordered. That one
Was
that
one
looks
of
like
them
a boxing card.
Was one of them like that wraparound or the vertical?
I think one of them's the wraparound and the other one's the boxing card one. I'm excited about that one. That just looks.
Yeah, actually, they're the 2 good covers. I agree. Actually, I like those.
And the rest of them, I mean, I'm not a big so like the Herculoids has some okay covers. I would have rather seen some other artists do it, but like I'm not a huge Mike Mignola fan of his art.
Me too.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And he has I think he has the A cover. I went with a couple of different
Ladies and
ones just
gentlemen,
because.
ready to talk taxes and anything else. Lady, fantastic.
Moving up a tax bracket, bitches.
Just so we're clear,
That's never good. What's good
this represents a 20% increase in women on the panel.
Fucking got you nailed, boys.
I don't know if we can do this. We have to check. Let's check to see if the DEI policies will allow us to.
Jesus, that's
You can't have
that's
too many.
funny, but
we'll crouch into each other.
Sorry, now those are political statements.
Not
Sorry.
enough DEI. If there's too much DEI, you crash.
I know the Lady F saw. I was doing this comment on Facebook where every once in a blue moon I do something semi-political along these lines, and in one of my former bosses chimed in. It was
I saw that.
saying that I was the DEI hire at the.
And you're like, it is California.
Yeah.
Like,
Which because my boss was African American and the other employees that were in the group were African American and Mexican. So I was the only Caucasian guy on
They
the
needed
group.
a staple white dude to fill it out.
I'm surprised. Well, because everybody was male, I'm surprised I was even able to get a job. It should have been a white female who got the job. Once again, having a penis wins.
Yeah.
Get them out. We're not arguing that. We're not no.
It was a very male dominated industry. It was the audio video industry in the 90s. So
yeah.
Jim knows that women rule the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, another DEI hire.
Jim's a
The biggest DEI hire. 9.5 fingers.
I can't even say that in the Trump state. Sorry. Hey, so you guys say you needed more estrogen. Here I am.
and he's got disabilities, so
that's right. Hey,
mentally.
I'm physically disabled.
I'm mentally disabled.
I think I'm
permanently and stationary. 0% loss of functionality, but permanently disabled nonetheless. Somehow,
I'm emotionally disabled.
Only the state of California comes up with weird fucking statements like that.
I'm existentially disabled.
I'm spiritually disabled. I have no soul.
Excuse me.
What's Friday?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank fucking God.
Nick, that's hilarious.
Are you leaving, Bo?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I'm sorry. And I allowed. Oh, that's good because Nick's not being frustrated. He's being stationed right next to that fist, showing off.
Yeah,
that's what I'm used to. Especially when Alan's here, I'm used to being next to the fist.
I'll do you a favor, Nick. See you guys. See you next week.
Bye, Bo.
What is Alan doing in Remy's house, though? That's what I want.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I know, right? It's
I don't know
crazy.
if that's too deep of a cut for our audiences, but
Wait, Comic Viking is habitating at the Remy household?
I mean, look at it. The piano's
I
clapping.
mean, usually
Remy plays it all the time.
He's house sitting.
The only one worth hanging with there is Angel.
Oh,
She's the only cool one. Are you going to take some of his Nerf guns? You need to come out with something. I bet I dare you to come out with that Triton.
No, with
When
the
we get out
leg.
of his house with the
Show
Triton.
show us some artificial legs. Let's go.
Artificial legs.
Either get a leg,
Yeah.
a Nerf gun, or a Triton. That's your challenge. He's like, you guys got to shut up.
everything is
I'm not
always
even-
within
not-
arm's reach.
Not even supposed to know I'm here. Financially disabled. I haven't seen Remy and Angel for a
Ooh,
minute.
financially disabled. That is a good one, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that is a really good one. Yeah.
I'm a financial cripple.
I'm also financially disabled. I feel.
An emotional cripple.
Always.
So speaking of that sort of in a roundabout way, Mark posted this
Speaking of
piece
emotional
the other day talking about, did I understand that right? That if you sold stuff on eBay, you can sell up to 5,000 and not.
Okay.
Tell him
You're
Rob.
on that one, Rob, because I didn't catch that.
He knows.
So what there is your obligation to pay taxes on income is unchanged. What is and actually even nothing has changed technically, because the report was the reporting threshold at which third-party seller platforms such as this were required to report sales as income to the federal government. That was set at $5,000. A while ago, it was changed, and that threshold was dropped to $600. But each year, that has been postponed and delayed. Now, what has done is a new order is done, which again is delaying that reduction, and now it's doing it in stages. So instead of going from $5,000 all the way down to $600, now it's a stage drop from like $5,000 to $2,500 or whatever, $600. That's at which point, like a seller like eBay or Etsy is required to tell the federal government. You as an individual taxpayer are, regardless of whether it's $5 or $5,000, you, as far as the government is concerned, are obligated on to self-report and pay that tax
You know
yourself.
what? When Elon starts doing that, I'll start doing
right. That's naturally, of course, between you, your taxman, and the federal government.
And Jesus.
And you should consult a tax professional for actual tax advice. Rob Fatstacks doesn't even play a tax professional in the bedroom. Okay.
So I like that.
I understand. I want you to. Nothing's really changed.
Nothing has changed other than a delay in when these third-party platforms are required to report to the government at these based thresholds.
So, Rob,
Nothing.
I have
yes.
a question because I thought maybe I misunderstood. My understanding was it was at 600, but that had been instated like back in the early 1900s, and that to compensate for the change in inflation, that they're bumping it up to 5,000. Is that incorrect?
It's incorrect.
Okay.
So, because the reporting threshold had been high, they were bringing it low, and that was all the hullabaloo like 2 or 3 years ago in collecting, where people were like, "Oh, I'm not going to sell on eBay now because after I sell $600, it was going to be reported to the government," and they kept delaying that. And now,
so they're doing it in tiers, like you said, going down.
Now, and here's the other thing, right? Is my selling on eBay, even if it was, let's just say that the reporting threshold or any of this changes. If I sell something on eBay and I sell it for, these types of things don't necessarily apply to what is called garage sales. So if you sold stuff at a garage sale, for example, you're not required to report that type of income. eBay oftentimes is that stuff. So the difference is whether or not you're selling stuff as it is as income, or are you just selling used items at a loss, or to move on. So and then what fell into another category was whether or not how do you in the comic book world, maybe I'm selling a book for more than I paid for it, right? That becomes in that amount above my cost is the income, not the actual price I sell it for. But requires you to track all that and report that. And then if you classify yourself as a collector, then there's an aggregate amount of what's your net in the course of the year. If I expend more on my collection than I have sold and reinvested in the said collection, then all these things are very complicated that require you to speak with a tax professional to understand your true tax liability. The average Joe Blow doing it themselves may overpay their taxes.
Oh no.
Which you'll never see the refund back anyways.
Correct.
So the free comic book I got, and I stick it up on eBay, and it's
All profit, my man.
$170
Mm-hmm.
minus fees and all the other.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, bring it down to maybe
Keep that
150.
between you and Jesus.
That amount. That
I have to report that.
You're supposed
would,
to.
You would. Yeah, you would. Now, you're a collector, and then there's different types of. Now you can say that in the course of the year, right? And this is what you collect, and so now you have there's a certain rules that pertain to collections that you can then roll that piece into, and then as such you can say, okay, what was your total expense for the year on your collection versus anything you brought in for that collection, and if your net is less than what you brought in, then there's no tax obligation, but you don't get to do any write-off. This is the difference between people who set up an LLC or something else, where then they can potentially write off their losses.
Like rich people.
I'm trying to convince my wife to
You can set up an LLC for $300. You don't have to
yeah, but as a collector, it's just a simple of, did you bring in more or less?
Yeah.
If you brought in more, you have a tax obligation. If you brought in you broke even or have brought in less, there's no tax obligation, and you don't have the ability to write off any of those losses. But again, these things can change from the last time. I'm not a tax expert, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's weird, like if you have a down year and you don't, say you purchase a collection this year, and it goes down $5,000 next year, but it goes up $10,000 the year after.
Its valuation has nothing to do with it until you actually sell it and make money on it, right? So it's the same things like if I buy stock at $10 a share and it goes up, blows up, it's the next big stock, right? Now it's worth $1,000 a share, and I had 10 shares because I spent my $100 in birthday money on it. Now it's worth $10,000. Until I sell it, I don't pay any taxes on it. It's only when I sell it. That's how people like Elon Musk, right? He famously talks about how he's worth so much money is paper, right? It's his paper valuation of his holdings of stocks like Tesla and everything else. He never, when he wants to live his life, and that's why he can take like $1 salary. He doesn't actually turn around and sell stock to make money. He turns around instead, takes out loans against uses the stock as collateral to take out loans from the banks. The banks give him money, which is loan him the money. That's not income. That's now just money's given to him. He pays a percentage on it, sure, but he's making far more on his investments. And by not paying, instead of paying 30 to 40% sales or income tax on selling that stuff, he's only paying 5 to 7% to a bank or whatever, probably not even that high. He's probably got super great rates because he's super rich.
1%.
Yeah. So he's paying really low interest rates, whatnot, so that he can live his life on drawing those loans type of things. And occasionally, every once in a while, potentially pay back some loans as need be. But that's how the super wealthy kind of do that type of stuff. They game the system. They don't actually they don't make any income practically. They live off of other things like that.
Smart.
This is why I have advocated for a long time from removing ourselves from an income tax-based tax system to a usury tax system. A usury tax system taxes you based on what you consume and not what you bring in from income. As such, anybody who's super wealthy utilizes these sales tax. It's a sales tax. So when you buy something, you consume it, you pay a tax on it. Doing so means that these super wealthy that do this type of thing, people who make money from drug sales or ill-gotten gains, whatever, they still pay taxes when they spend it. You're not required to collect only when they make income and everything else. You can tax certain luxury items at higher tax rates. You want to spurn the economy, no problem. You just instantly drop the consumption rate, and now all of a sudden people can buy more with the same money. All these things are super simple, but they're complicated because you got to go to the American public and say, hey, we're going to eliminate your income tax, but we're going to raise the cost of your goods 25% or something. And they go, what? You can't raise the cost of my goods 25%? Never mind if we took away the 30 to 40% income tax that you're paying, all of a sudden you're doing okay. But these are super complicated. Anyways, let's see here.
It's not complicated.
Rob for president.
Let's see.
I'll send it to him.
Financial.
Too late, Jimmy.
I think Rob would definitely do a good job.
I actually
in charge of California.
So here you go, Rob. Day before yesterday, we had a first quarter review at work, and I wondered why our HR representative was there, because we don't have one at our building. She's in Michigan, and so she had flown in, and I was like, well, this can't be good. Sure enough, the state of Maryland has chosen to start in July an FMLA insurance, and that's what they're calling it. But it's really an FMLA tax. So they will be taking, if you work in the state of Maryland, you will be paying, like, I can't even remember what the percentage was. I want to say it was like 0.45 or something like that. We have to pay half, and the employer has to pay half of this FMLA insurance. And I'm sure you probably already got it in California. Jesus Christ, you probably have more taxes than anybody. But I was just like, I knew something was up when she was here, because she doesn't come very often. And she just wanted to tell everybody, oh, by the way, you're going to see that on your paycheck. It's going to be coming out.
Thank you, Nick.
I tried to refrain, Rob, but I was like, all right. You pick it up. Probably why you so cranky. Speaking of cranky.
I missed that. I probably don't want to know what that said. I don't want to hear that. Hi, Taylor.
All right,
wait, Jim, what did they just start? I was really getting on. Is like, fuck me in the ass financial.
FMLA insurance.
So they're going to be taxing us FMLA, and they call it FMLA insurance.
Family medical leave.
Yeah.
They're taxing that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So what happens is if you're in Maryland and you get pregnant and decide to take FMLA after you have the baby and stay out for 8 weeks, you do not get any money. You're out 8 weeks.
Off and you don't lose your
you
job.
get to use your PTO, but
only 0.09%.
That's the amount of the tax, but
but that's what I'm trying to say is it's just another. It
So
starts at
100?
0.09%. Then
That's
it'll
1/100th.
It'll be something else. It's always something else. They're just always taxing something here.
Sure.
It's not about the money. It's about here's another thing. And
that's how you pay for things.
And what's worse is that they never use it for what they say they're going to use. Like when they agreed to let casinos in.
What about the fucking Pentagon?
They never
pass an audit.
The only reason why people did it was because they were going to put it towards the school system. And the school
what we should do, Jim, is shut down all federal programs until we figure it out.
That'd be nice.
Don't get me started, Taylor. My wife is already on pins and needles.
Yeah. All right. I actually have to go. I have to go talk to somebody. So I'm going to try something very sneaky here. I'm going to actually just leave. I'm going to leave this running. That means it'll be you six will be stuck in a 6x6 mode. You won't be able to bring anybody else in until either Mark rejoins or I get done with this call. But I have to take this call.
Okay.
So,
go for it, Rob.
You guys.
We'll be on best behavior, Rob. Promise.
No, I don't care if you're on best behavior or not.
That promise.
It's not my channel, so what do I care?
President Fat Stacks was seen a little bit. So comic books.
Are we done talking about politics now? Or
I think we are.
We're talking financials. No. Well, I don't consider talking about taxes and tariffs and all that politics. That's actual real life situations that affects everyone in this country.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's not
Of course
politics.
it
It's
is.
just
Yeah, but
Just
I mean, you
knowledge.
can stretch that out, Alan, because like the RFK Jr. nonsense the other day was also going to affect everybody in this country with the health stuff. So I mean, it's all political. It's all annoying, but yeah.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
you know, we'll see how things work.
You're
Let's
welcome,
see how
Jay.
things play out.
Thank you.
No, I'm
You
just
know?
looking forward to vaccines, like being, we don't really need them. You want polio? That's how you get polio.
Ever since I've become an advanced age, I guess that's 50, I've been told to get vaccinations for shingles.
Yep.
Yes. I've actually had shingles.
I haven't gotten that one.
I need to get it, but I was on drugs that prevented me for a while. But like, my buddy had shingles on his eyelid, and he's like, "You need the vaccine. It's the worst thing ever."
ooh,
I actually started to have like a small like 5 little dots breakout, and I happened to have a doctor's appointment that day, and he's like, because we found it so early, like it's not gonna break out on you or whatever, you know. So just take this medicine. And I was like, oh, thank God.
I
You
have
know, I don't want
5 little
the
dots.
Yeah.
I am. Look at all these dots. What am I going to do?
The other one I heard this morning was I am now more susceptible to pneumococcal
pneumonia.
virus. Or
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Yeah. I need to
And
go in and
erectile
like, get, like a 5-pack
erectile
actually.
dysfunction.
I think what you're saying, Nick, is it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, now I found that I have to pay tax on my FMLA just in case if I need to go out because of shingles or pneumococcal virus.
Well, not you. I know it's not. It's a state thing. It's not a federal thing. They may not have it. I seriously doubt they have any of that in Texas. I know it's in Massachusetts because the other company that or part of our company is in Massachusetts and they already pay on it. So. And look, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just another thing in this state that they just. I seriously doubt it'll ever get used for whatever its intentions were because they just don't know how to manage it over here.
Okay, so this is my point. I get at my wife about this all the time when she complains about stuff that we have to do. Can you change it? No. So why get upset?
Well, don't get upset. I wasn't upset when she told us because it's so minuscule amount. It's no money involved. But the problem is those minuscules. It's like what Rob was talking about with CGC. $1 here, $2 there. It'll just keep adding up, and that's why I don't plan to retire here in this state because I feel like it just keeps adding up.
Yeah, and honestly, thinking about that.
Are you in California?
Me, Maryland.
Maryland, okay.
Yeah, we're on I'm over on.
the
I mean, look,
second coming.
I'm like 50 miles outside of DC and 50 miles. I'm right in smack 7 in the middle, so I'm close enough to Baltimore. DC. And I kind of love that, but I don't think I'm going to retire here.
Do you like being next to DC and seeing all the memorials and the monuments and stuff like that?
I have not been down to Washington DC in years, like a long time, just because
You don't want to go.
It's there. I've been there. Like when we first moved up here, I think we went like 4 or 5 times a year. And
really?
it just, I mean, I would like to go to the Spy Museum because they didn't have that open the last time I went. So, and that's been a long time. So I do want to go hit the Spy Museum before we move.
No, that's the kind of thing. I mean, if you live in a state like I lived in New York for more than half my life, and I didn't walk the Brooklyn Bridge until I moved to Texas. So
that's a long walk, Nick, from Texas to the Brooklyn Bridge.
It is.
That's impressive.
That's kind of
a skunk walk right there.
It's just funny.
Woo! Caffeine, man, it'll fuck you up.
Let's say your hair's all messed up.
You weren't sure that's what that was. Is that what you call them, caffeine?
I had to create a tax shelter real quick.
I
tax shelter.
I feel like
I name all my tax toys after innocent objects too.
I had to drop off some assets at a tax shelter. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
They're
But
appreciated.
you're not going to report them. You can't put them on eBay.
caffeine out of mine just now, and
I don't think
I love how Rob left that comment up, and it's just there.
Yeah.
No, Mike, that's not true,
Because
Mike.
you keep throwing money away.
He's just like, put it up. I'm out.
Hey, you know them droids or drones they keep on seeing in New Jersey? That's our tax money right there. Hey, we got some real nice drones. We can't even fly. No one let us fly them. No, yeah, our tax
I
money.
can't wait till we can ride around like Silver Surfer and
That's
Green Goblin and
on the Silver Surfer board.
Well, I've seen something like the Green Goblin a few times already.
yeah, I've seen people riding stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen that guy riding the drone. Like it's like 7, drone things underneath, and he's standing on top of it.
Mm-hmm. I've seen one where it's almost like a surfboard, like he's,
Yeah, but he's got like a backpack and like there's a thing that he's standing on.
He's got a controller or something.
I want to go back to the standard Lost in Space jetpack where it's that's what I want. Damn it! When I was a kid, I was like, I can't wait to get one of those when we get older. I'm like,
we can get to the point where we can have those.
And of course, it just faded out.
But you know what? Maybe when we get to the point where like I can't walk anymore, I fucking jetpack around like the Baron, like
Baron Harkonnen,
like Baron Harkonnen. I just jetpack and bitch like, oh shit, where's my coffee? Just jetpacking places like MODOK. Oh, that's what I want to be when I get old as MODOK. Oh my god.
Where people amuse you, I have to like perform like on television shows for your amusement.
Basically, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
Yes, MODOK, Mojo, whatever. Do both. I have the body of
Mojo.
Mojo.
Yeah, I was thinking Mojo. Never mind.
Yeah.
Either way, they sit in a chair and have other people do shit for them.
Yeah,
Mojok.
Mojok. That's that cat lady in Gremlins with the stair elevator. Okay.
I mean, Professor X had a floaty chair.
Professor X did have a floaty chair.
He was
Charles.
We know what happens to humans when they get in floaty chairs. We saw Wally. We know what those. I mean, they.
Yeah, but I mean, Professor X had a machine that amplified his mind before he had a floaty chair. He was still on wheels.
Yes.
He didn't get floaty until he went off world and started sucking face with the alien.
Lalandra, yeah.
Lalandra.
Then he got wings, didn't he? Huh?
He did.
What's better, wings or legs?
I think he's like Jean Grey. He could telekinetically let him. I think he's telekinetic. He just is not as strong as Jean Grey as a telekinetic as she is. Like he's more telekinesis or telepathy. And so he's more, I'm going to get in your head and I won't leave. Where Jean's like, I'll fucking use my head to come to you and beat the shit out of you. Okay.
We're missing gold here from AR. Damn it.
Yeah.
I had a commercial on my channel for used vehicles in the Marvel Universe. We got Goblin Gators, slightly used battle vans, web slingers, and fantastic cars. Come on down to Crazy Ray's secondhand today.
So you don't have to pay for all the appreciation.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. The Collector P morning.
Well, speaking of CGC, my claim just got finalized. They lost my book that I sent in September. And
book.
It was Deadpool #1, Circle Chase. Nothing valuable.
Okay.
But they gave me a $100 credit.
Not like an X-Men one where like who dat?
That was CBCS.
That
was CBCS. Oh, okay. That's good.
They're all the same.
What up,
They're all the
Marcus?
same. I understand that, but
Jump on, Marcus.
I just
and you can sit backstage for a while.
Yeah, you can't. He can't. There's
That's
nobody
right,
here
you
that nobody can bring him in.
You're in the phantom zone right now. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, we could bring him in. He could just come to the backstage, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent something in. They received it on January 20th, and I still haven't been able to view it yet.
So mine, you put the tracking info in, and it said it got there, but they could not locate the book.
Oh,
So,
that's reassuring.
And Evil, I sent it in beginning of September, and I started calling in October. They kept looking for it, and
I finally put a claim in, and I valued the book at $50 because that's it's what it was, and they ended up giving me that I had a choice of $100 credit or $100 sent to me, and I just took the credit because I wanted to send some books in. So
You're sending books into the place that lost your books.
dude.
Good job.
I mean, it can't happen twice. Can it?
Hey, you know what? Well, here's the thing. These books I sent in, the value is way over.
I understand.
So if they lose these,
I'm just messing with you. Mark's not here to do it, so I have to do it.
I understand. But no, I
You
get
know,
what you're
I'm
saying.
sure he would have said that.
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's and honestly, everybody was talking about CGC and how it's somewhat stupid. It's kind of our fault as collectors.
Oh, truth comes out.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? We value books that are slabbed more than we do raw books.
Not me. I like the raw dogs.
Maybe
I like them raw. Want to touch them. Smell them.
And we pay more for that.
I don't know. I feel like CGC has a huge monopoly, and it's like nobody else can touch them because they're just so high up on their mountain. And
golden age.
They're the epitome of greatness. And once they touch the comic book and they say it's this, that's it. It's the Midas touch.
Well, things can always change. I mean, you know, business is fluid, and you never know. I mean, PS, what is it? PSA,
PGX.
PSA is coming out. Grading books
that
eventually.
Label is hideous,
That
label is hideous.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to have to do some changing on the label because the label is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
You know, you never. They might come out and change the game the way they do it, just drop prices like stones, and people say, you know what, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's give it a shot.
CBCS tried that. It still doesn't work. And CBCS has a superior product.
Yeah, they have a heavy slab. From what I understand, they can take a bullet. Crazy.
It's rough getting into. I'll tell you that.
Not that I've tried.
We'll see.
YouTube is 90.
Lady F, I had to listen for the next 30 minutes about the whole damn, gene therapy thing after I got in that conversation with you.
Okay.
From the other day.
So I thought you were going to talk about, because you were, bro, you have not seen the freaking shit we've been getting, the emails we've been getting at our university. Like, we have to remove all language of DEI and any of that shit. Like, we got to remove it from our sites, everything, anything that mentions it, because we could be targeted. They're like, you need to take this down fast or you're going to get targeted. And
so I read an email. My wife got an email the other day and she brought it home and I read it. And I said, listen, this right here is corporate speak. I mean, you have to understand what corporate speak is. And you also have to, this is, how can I explain this? If they're putting this out there, they're painting that broad brush to go after people that are going to be issues. And they're letting them know. This is called a first warning letter. I'm letting you know that this isn't going to be tolerated. Serious, Caroline, I'm just telling you.
I know.
The problem is this is the federal government. They have layers upon layers of.
Have you seen the Reddits
that you have to go through to get to release somebody?
Have you seen the government official, the Reddits of the government officials? Like, they're like, oh shit, I've been wanting to quit all this time, and now they told me that I should. Ain't no way I'm gonna stay up in this bitch. I took a pledge to the Constitution.
There are things in place. There are programs in place that if you are at that mark, like let's say you're 69 and you've got a ton of time, or 70 or whatever, and you paid your time. They offer you. There are programs now that they offer you. You can go ahead and retire. What if you're right there on the cusp, maybe 67 or whatever, and you want to retire? They offer programs for that. They don't need this. The way they put this out, they don't need it. But it's because this is a man that runs a company and not the government. It's not the same
Well,
thing.
they wanted, yeah, it was kind of meant to be like a buyout letter. And it's like, dude, that's not how this works, Hunty. This is government. And like, I don't even think that he understood the implications when they were like, freeze all federal funds. Or like, you can't do that because Congress holds the strings to the purse. 2, they don't understand the implications and how every state is getting ready to sue their asses because every state is losing like precious dollars for programs that they relied on federal government money for.
I mean, and let's be clear, they can't even let go of inspector generals like they were saying.
I know.
It's like you have to give a 30-day notice. Congress has to be brought into it. It's a whole thing. That's what I'm saying. The layers of red tape. I think these people get upset, and it goes back to look who you're dealing with. You're dealing with people that think they can cut it, and it's going to be that red tape is a lot harder than what they have right now to cut.
It's legal. Like there's shit.
It's legal. Now here's something on their side that I do agree with, that I don't have a problem with, because it's the going back to work in your office.
See, I think that's stupid, but that's me.
See, I don't have a problem with that, and here's why. Because if you work for a private corporation and they say you need to come back to the office, you come back to the office.
Well, yeah.
Right. But also think about it. The beautiful Washington, D.C. down there with all these different buildings. If half of them are empty, they're still paying taxes on it. They're still keeping the upkeep of it. And while you're over here in your room doing your thing, that office is empty. So why not put people back where they need to be? Also, it spurns the economy by you coming down. You're going to go and buy your sub at the Subway down there. You're not going to make a sandwich at home. So now money's going back into where it needs to be. I don't have a problem with it. Plus, if you think about it, what if this was 1980? There's no laptops. You can't do this shit from home. You'd have no choice but to go in.
Yeah, but it's not 1980.
It's not 1980.
As a person who does not want to go back into the office.
Yeah. The thing is it saves time. It increases productivity if you don't. And the thing is, I think the only reason those companies want to go have their people back in offices is to help commercial real estate. And it's like, dude, just because commercial real estate is suffering it's not our fucking problem. Like, that's y'all's problem because you fucking created a false like economy on something that you really didn't need in the first place.
The level of federal employees that went home and started working was due to COVID. And they want those people back. That's all there's. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Look, where my sister works for a lending company or a bank or whatever, I don't know. They went through the same thing. It took them 6 months to get everybody back after they said, hey, this is the cutoff. If you're not back in the office every day after this, don't bother coming in, because they've been, they did the
not bother coming in and be like, yeah, I'm still working from home, bitches. What you gonna do?
No, don't bother coming in because you're not gonna have a job.
I know what you mean.
I'm just saying it's a choice. I mean, I personally,
like, do you know that the email sent out by Trump was like in the exact same formula as Elon's was to Twitter members? Like when you did the buy it. So
you don't think they're not sitting up beside each other? He's his own version of ChatGPT. I mean, the man doesn't have an original thought half the time. I mean,
neither one of them do.
I'm with you in the grand scheme of. I think they bit off more than they can chew and realizing it's not going to be that easy. But I at the same time, I understand, and I don't have a problem so much with going back to work, working in the office. That's just me personal, and it doesn't matter. Everybody has their own opinions on that one.
It doesn't bother me, but at the same time, like, I would be a liar to say that looking at the numbers and the data, it's clear that people can get shit done outside of it. And it's just like, if that helps the quality of life and the happiness and the productivity of the workers, why would you punish them?
I am more apt. I am more productive when I'm working from home. I'm more.
There's no commute time. I
don't get distracted by people.
You're wasting your life commuting. You know.
Well, also you're not like
I'm more apt to do work after hours, staying home, than I am if I have to go into the office.
See?
I can listen to my own music. I can do whatever I want to. I can like.
Yeah. I can
And
go
I'm
get a
gonna pay
snack.
for the ride.
I can
Reservations
hyper
with
focus.
coffee.
When I'm in the office, I'd go there to socialize. I go there to reinforce group cohesion. That means I make my rounds to the different labs we have on campus, and I talk to the different lab members. Hey, things going all right? What are issues? Tell me what's going on. But when I go into the office, I don't do it to get work done. I do it for making sure everybody's cool, but it's the face-to-face interactions. But when I work at home, it's balls to the wall bullshit work that I got to get done. But if I was at work, I would not be able to focus at all. I just be like,
at work, I sit and stare at the beige cubicle walls, pray for a quick death, and message Stephanie about how I hate my life. So yeah,
there you go.
Yep, I've got them.
And I mean, for the past 15 years, I've been a coffee badger anyway,
Hey.
so it doesn't bother me.
Are you coming back, Mark? Where the fuck? Are you coming back?
Mark, he's got to come back.
Yeah, come
He
back.
tried
man.
just now.
I know.
All right. Well,
What's going
you know,
on?
I'm in the minority on that one.
It's
That's
okay.
fine.
I'm not mad at you.
I mean, look, I did work from home for a little bit.
It just wasn't your thing. People are made
No,
different.
I'm just saying that it didn't last long because at that time and period in history, my boss has changed, and the other one said, "No, I don't. I want you in the office." And I was like, "All right."
He didn't get rid of that tax comment. He didn't leave it.
Well, is your boss is on site?
The one that made that decision back then, no, he was in Texas. See, the one that allowed me to work from home had lived here, and she said, "Look, I know traffic is terrible and blah blah blah. So if you want to work a couple of days a week at home, go right ahead." Because what I was doing at the time didn't require me to be in the office. The job I have now, I have no choice. I have to go into the office every day. But this was years ago, and so again, I didn't have a problem with it. So
Like, there's some jobs, like when I was like a research like technician, an associate, I had to be in the lab every day because that's where the work happens. I don't have a culture bench at home.
Right.
I don't
Right.
keep my cells at home. Like, you got to be there, and it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or whatever.
Right.
Cells stop for no one.
Right.
But like in the position that I am now, where it's more of like I got to fucking run logistics for a group of 30 some odd people, a lot of that shit is fucking doing bullshit online and like having to interface mostly with that. And I am a person, I get in my flow where I have my music on, I've got my cat next to me, and I'm in my world. And like, I'll knock it out.
Lady F, can you imagine doing statistics while listening to disco?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
listen to
she
classical when I do my math.
She listens to disco while she's doing statistics.
So
It hurts my
no,
head.
that's normal. For like, there's people, you've got to have your music for mathing. Everybody's got their math and music.
Oh my
I math to my classicals. I just like it the best. Or
I mean, it changes,
jazz.
but
I
the
like
fact that she
classical
listens
jazz.
to disco
I try
while
not
trying
to-
to do
I
math.
try not to
No,
use
she's
math
normal.
as much as possible.
When you say that, I totally understand what she's doing, because
You
certain
are cut
things
from the
in your
same
head,
cloth. That's why.
you need it. What did she say? She's drinking White Claw while she does it?
No, I said you two are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah,
He's
because
no
we're fucking
bueno on the
amazing.
alcoholo. He's 17 years in. Yeah, something like that. 17.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to know that number.
It's
There's
not
only
for
a
the
couple
faint of
numbers
heart.
I have to know. Birthday,
for-
anniversary, and I think that one's one I'm supposed to know.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't fail her.
All right.
The birth of my child is 50-50.
You got more than
You
one.
should get a couple tattoos, Joe.
I wanted to tattoo his social security number on the bottom of his foot, but people said no. I thought that was bullshit. I'm like, come on, this is perfect. You know, I'm not chipping him. I'm just putting it on the bottom of his foot. So, you know, we can, yep, this one's mine. Look, see?
Why don't you just get one of those, animal tracking devices that they implant now in the
right.
cat?
I'm not against that either. I know where they are. I want a permanent Find My Phone on this kid, so I know where he is at all times.
You should. I mean, with them young bucks and them young teenage bucks, you should chip their asses.
I'm
Like,
just saying,
it's-
all
they
of them should be
permanent. Yeah.
You know what?
Even while they're young and they have no
You
idea.
turn 13, I'm chipping you.
When they were
13 and
you know,
15, you're getting chipped.
when he was
You're
in
still
the
sitting in the
hospital,
basement. Get the fuck out of the house and do something.
they put those bracelets on them when they're first come out, and they're like that way it goes off if somebody tries to take off with the baby in the hospital, it would go and all this stuff.
Who
I'm
would
like,
want to steal a baby?
Crazy.
I'd be
It's
trying to
more
like
likely to drop one off than it would be to steal one.
It's like, where can I get off my baby?
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh man. Yeah, I got outruled though. My wife's like, nobody's gonna tattoo our child, including you. So I don't win those arguments. So
I remember when I got a tattoo, my mom cried.
That's amazing. I have one tattoo.
She wasn't happy.
where is it?
I have one tattoo, and my mom was like,
It's right on my nipple. No, I'm just
Nice.
got right
Like
on
we
the
have
top
a
of my
condom.
areola.
I have a cousin, and he made a lot of money and with his wife, and they have a trust. And in their trust, they have for their kids a stipulation about tattoos that for every year they don't get a tattoo, they get an extra $20,000.
God damn, that's smart. I wouldn't have gotten shit. I would have been like, my body is my temple.
Give me my 20K.
I know.
Yeah, I've never been one for I mean, this is not a clean palette, so
Right, same.
there's
I've
just,
got,
it just
you know.
doesn't. It's never been one of my things, and but my grandfather had them all up his arm, man. Like,
Was
when
he
we were
like a
little,
sailor or a military guy?
He was in I think he was in I think he was in World War something, and
World War something.
when I was little, I was just fascinated because he had the women, he had the the whole thing. I was
My
like,
grandpa didn't have any
"Ooh, those are
tattoos, but he
cool."
was in the military, so I thought that was interesting.
I was real worried when I got my first one. I was really, really worried. It was like almost like a dentist office appointment.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Yeah, I think I was 21 when I got mine. I was.
But as soon as I got it, I was like, yeah, I think I need that one, that one, that one, that one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like now I'm waiting to get another one. Ignacio designed one for me that I've been waiting to get, but it's so expensive nowadays. It's like $150 an hour.
Yeah.
But I'll do that for free.
His brother John knows. He was in the Navy and he had tats up. I knew he had tats, John. I just didn't know if he was in the Army or the Navy. Yeah, he had tats all up and down his arm.
So mine's a Latin. It's Latin, and it says "Let there be light."
But now,
it's not Elvish, actually.
It should have been, shouldn't it? That would have been hilarious.
Elvish,
My friend has the Lord of the Rings, Elvish bullshit.
Yeah.
In comparison,
I was 18. I was 18 when I went and got a tattoo, but I did tattoo my ex-boyfriend with a tattoo gun one summer that we had, and it had a little strip of batteries. And so I was tattooing my initials into his ankle, which was really fun. And I would highly recommend don't do this. And as it was going on and off, and I was tattooing my initials in, the batteries started to give out. So it'd be like, it'd be like halfway in his skin, and it would like stop. And they go really slow.
Tattoos really are like just the beginning nowadays in comparison to what some people do. Body modification.
Yeah. Oh.
That, and just like there's so many young people that are getting like work, like they want to get like fillers or titty jobs or whatever, and it's like, dude, just calm down.
I don't like the nose ring. I'm sorry, it just doesn't
seem clean.
I've never liked the nose ring either.
Does not do it for me. I don't know what kind of self-expression is it, but I just can't get behind it. I don't care. You can tattoo yourself the cows come home, but that nose ring thing just bugs me.
What about the
It's
dimples? What about the dimples with the diamonds and the dimples?
That
Have you ever seen that?
again, it's weird, but the nose ring bothers me.
Yeah.
32 piercings, but only 3 open holes. I've got 1, 2. Sorry.
Mike is a
My
rebel.
holes.
Where's Rob? We need Rob to come back.
Have you guys gotten your tongue pierced before? That would scare the shit out of me. I would never do that.
No, but my friend got that done, and she loved it after she got done.
Mike, did you get your tongue pierced ever? I bet he has. Seems like he would try. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, Mike. Magic Mike. Have you ever
Tell
tongue
us, tell
pierced?
us. He's like, no, y'all are crazy bitches.
I feel like a nose ring would be terrible if you have a cold. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's just-
like how
I can't-
impractical.
I can't
But,
get
like,
behind it.
I feel
I
like
think
my
we feel like
skin would be
boogers.
sensitive. You have 3 in the tongue,
3 in the tongue.
but none of them are got anything in it.
How does that work, though?
I don't understand. You just want to switch it up, or like you just
How do you not get like metal poisoning? That's what I want to know. Some type of.
Who's got 3 in the tongue?
Evil Mike.
He
Evil
said-
Mike. How much coochie do you
You
lick?
got a
Like,
Prince Albert. He's got a
dang.
Prince Albert.
But Mike,
did
you
have a
don't, you
thing
don't
where you
wear
would,
them
like,
all the time,
attach
do you?
it?
I don't remember.
What's up? What's with Prince Albert?
Prince Albert is
You ever
your
heard-
thing. You pierce
Yeah,
your
describe
thing.
Prince Albert in great detail, Mike.
Your bell end.
Explain it to me, please.
Give Mike the link and have him describe it.
Stephanie wants to
They
sculpt
can't
her.
get him on. Nobody can get on, but
I don't remember seeing all those piercing. Well, not the Prince Albert, but having
Remember
met
that one?
Mike,
That one you do remember?
having met Mike, I don't
I'm
remember
turning
all the
red.
piercings.
That's funny. I'm getting verklempt.
Which one of them can Stephanie sculpt?
What?
What? I mean, I figure Mike can model for you and you can sculpt all the piercings.
What did you say?
Which piercing can you of Mike's do you want to sculpt?
What I sculpt? None.
Yeah.
None of them.
See,
because I really appreciate the human body as it is. I think, and I think it's okay. You know, right? When I sculpt it, I don't necessarily have piercings on my people.
The Prince.
But the Prince
See,
Albert.
I think Prince Albert like used his because like he would attach it like to the left or the right. You know, he'd have that piercing, but then like he would hook that piercing onto like his pants or something, so his dingling would hold left or right. You know, to the side.
Oh.
You like it, you like it, Jim. Just
Rob.
Let's go back to taxes.
Yeah, we want to hear more about tax reform, Rob.
We got to talk about this.
Don't you have any books to show, Lady F?
No, I don't got nothing.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too.
No
is, like,
books.
getting to comic books.
I just
like,
got this book for Tacoma because he is wanting to get these ones, and I picked this one up for him. I gotta send to him. But I find them, this is like the number 5, but it's the second print of Squirrel Girl, and there's like a whole series where it says "eats nuts, kicks butts" on each cover, and the final one is an exclamation mark. So this is like Secret Wars 8 Squirrel Girl kind of, and yeah, I love it.
Okay,
I have a unicorn of a book where I'm the only one on the census, apparently.
What?
Oh, what is that?
There's variations you can find on eBay. Look, this is the only Astro Comics number 2 from Harvey Publications 1968 that's graded. And so it's the highest grade. And it used to be given out on American Airlines flights. It was like,
I have one of those, but I'll go grab mine. Can I go grab mine? Sure. It's a different one.
There's variations on them.
Yes,
Like,
go
a
grab
lot of them are
yours.
not numbered. This is the only number 2.
Okay, let me go
graded.
grab mine. I'll
And
be
like,
RB.
they have like the same cover and a bunch of different different stories depending upon the flight, apparently. So,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
this is the Richie
Cool.
Rich version. But
Can
yeah,
you put
it's
it a
very
little
cool.
closer because we can't blow you up, you know? So can you put it a little
Yeah, I got
closer?
it. It's all and it's in the bag. But yeah, anyways, so
I know, but still, like, yeah, like Thank you. That's better. Yeah, because it's hard to see.
I paid like $17 for it on a Whatnot show. I was like, oh, I've never seen one of those before. And so
Oh, that's cool.
it was just, it's not. I like weird shit. There's no real need for it at all, but still.
Does anybody need any of this?
Yes.
Nick, you do?
No, I don't need anything.
Okay.
No, I need a strong word.
This is one of those questions: do you grade or do you not? It's definitely, and I just don't know because it was given to me.
Yeah,
and
you've got the
it's
other
like-
one. The other
it
cover
needs
I've seen.
a press. But it's got color breaking everything.
Yeah, but do you want to, Jim?
For the friendly ghost.
I think yours is like from
I think it's the
1969 or
coolest
70
tune,
there,
though.
Carolyn. And Caroline, and a little bit newer, I think. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
your
like
back
that.
is definitely more interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see, what year does this say?
Maybe you got back, and it's more interesting.
This one says 1978.
Oh, so that's a much newer one, yeah. That's pretty cool.
You just come across that in the wild, Carolyn?
I picked this up from a guy named SD Rum. He has.
Oh yeah,
and
love
I think
SD Rum.
I got it for like $3 or something.
Yeah, he has cool stuff.
He does. You guys should check him out on Instagram. SD_RUM.
I mean, it's not
SD
all
Rum.
the time. Like he doesn't post all the time. I think he goes out and hunts and finds good, cool collections and whatnot, and then he just, gets them all set up and rips it out.
But random odds and ends kind of books. If you're kind
Right.
of a weird collector, he's your guy.
I've been in a sort of mood lately where I want to buy something, but I just don't know what that is.
I haven't gotten
Then
shit.
don't
in
buy
years.
anything. And you can save
I
up. And
haven't.
so when you
I
really
haven't.
want to buy something, then you have a lot of money to buy it.
Well, no, I'll never have a lot of money, so.
I'm to the point where I want to downsize my collection by a lot, but then I keep buying shit, so I'm bad at it.
Yeah, I'd like to trim down too.
Well, stick it all up on eBay and then just don't bother
I
worrying
mean, a
about
lot of it's up there, but
Have comic book prices gone down?
yeah.
And that was what I was getting at with Rob. I mean,
Okay.
you kind of got to throw it out there. You're pretty much, to me, selling it at a loss.
Yeah, I would imagine right now you would be.
Unless you go, I mean, you could do okay on live shows if you have a following. Still, I think I've seen that on Whatnot, but you have to have the following. You have to have
Yeah.
And then you got to figure what is your time worth? Is it worth all the effort doing that?
The difference, I
I
figure it takes me
in my life
a fair amount of time to list something on eBay, but then once it's up, it's up. The Whatnot, like if you had a couple hours to kill and you needed money quickly or whatever, that's the difference of it. It's like,
Yeah, but like you said, to build anything, you have to do that weekly, a couple times a week. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, you look at Durs. Durs and them said that they purposely don't go on Mondays just because there's a group on there that just has them all.
Yeah.
And they do Wednesday and Friday now just for that reason.
yeah,
So-
you gotta. It's sort of like social media. If you want to grow, you got to stick to a regular schedule, same time every week, and
Yep. That's why I just throw it up on eBay.
Yeah,
Mark, we've been really good. We haven't been talking about anything inappropriate or anything.
Yeah, this stream's definitely not getting demonetized.
Pretty tame.
I was catching messages saying what kind of liberal nightmare is happening on your channel right now.
They're all commies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
They're all
Puritans and
Bunch of
Albert.
Hugo Chavez apologists over here.
What?
I'm only on because of DEI initiatives, but your channel now has universal health care.
He's a tyrant.
There we go. There we go. No thanks to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes, Mark.
Oh, I heard that.
UHC guys said put it on his tab.
Yo, dude, that broke my heart yesterday.
What?
I like Bernie. I think he's a good-hearted guy, but man, dirty piece of shit with the rest of them.
What did he do? What did Bernie do?
Yesterday was a huge day of exposure for all of anybody's heroes in politics, really. Like everybody caught it. It was uncovered. Go look up Operation Arctic Freeze or whatever. That broke my heart. Bernie Sanders got confirmed that he took $1.5 million from the health associates and he tried to play it off because it didn't come from a pack, and then straight up admitted that he took it. Like, it broke my heart. There's a lot of shit that you didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because you want to think that there's some of them up there that just, they all take money from somewhere, but you want to think that some of them take it from some places rather than others.
I have no idea.
You want to think there's morals and scruples, and
Yeah, you want to think like I always assumed that they like pick their pony. Like, I'm going to be big on this issue, so I want the people that are associated with that issue to be like my primary source of
So he took, what
funding.
did you say? Like he took $1.5 million from a pack.
No, he took $1.5 million from Big Pharma, and he tried to play it off like it wasn't a big deal because it didn't come from a pack. It didn't come from a pack, but they just took the money, they just broke it down and gave it to him, so it didn't come from a pack, and he could grandstand saying he doesn't take from packs, and they need to break up packs when he still did the same thing.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. They're all dirty. I say it all the time. They're all
not
dirty.
like he took like $250 million from a single individual and then let that individual.
No, so imagine taking $250 million and knowing that you're trying to protect a certain image, so you take it and you give pieces of it to different places to then give to them. You did the same thing, but being able to publicly say, I didn't do this though, when you literally did the same thing. It was heartbreaking.
I'm sorry,
Mafia
you're
style.
heartbroken that
Like,
all
I'm going
politicians
to
are
give this
But
to
it-
you
that
to
is-
give to Caroline.
It was
Still coming
sad.
back to me because
Yeah.
Caroline's going to give it back to me. That's a bunch of
But at the
BS.
same time, it's kind of like one of those things you think there's a panel of people who are all doing the same job for these big companies, talking to the one guy who is spent his career going after those companies. So
Sure.
who are you really pulling for here? Let's be honest. Like the ones fighting for the big companies are the one that
Oh,
holds their
so you're
feet to the fire.
saying RFK said Bernie Sanders?
No, I'll make it clear. Bernie Sanders said Bernie Sanders
Yeah,
took
he admitted it.
$1.5 million.
He ratted himself out.
You can
He
look on
ratted
Open
himself
Secret.
out in a heated moment.
You can open up on OpenSecret.org and it'll have the dollar amount. It's like 1.9 total, but yeah.
Yeah, it was more than 1.5. And Elizabeth Warren, I didn't know that about Elizabeth Warren. She took 5.4?
She's taking money from pharma.
Yes. Well, so was
The worst
Bernie.
one about pharma is Pelosi.
Yeah.
She's the
But
worst.
that explains his reasoning behind the big push. But it was wild. It was a fun day. Like, if you just enjoyed like the entertainment
Single
aspect
largest
of
receiver
watching
in 2020, he was the single
yeah,
largest receiver of pharmaceutical money and accepted approximately 1.5 million.
approximately. Taylor just gave you the number.
Yeah, you can go on OpenSecrets.org or whatever, it'll be up there. But
Yeah, it was sad. Like, I always meet Caroline. We've talked about it before. Like, Bernie just is. You can just tell he's got a good heart kind of guy. Like that clip of like the bird landing next to him when he was campaigning and stuff. And then like, man, y'all are all just dirty. Every single one. I say it all the time. They're all.
When you get to that level, you've got to
for the
be.
longest time, his story was that he was a millionaire because he wrote a book and it was a bestseller, and like, and it's just fuck all y'all.
All of y'all.
Yeah, it shows in 2016 he took a lump sum of $439,000 from pharma. So
yeah, I
like his message.
you know?
It's also like, okay,
yeah, and when it
but
comes
you
down
see
to
that,
it,
Australia just put in, they're going to try and pass legislation that no single individual can donate more than $20,000 to a campaign.
They'll find a loophole. Even if we did it here, to be
we
a
need to
loophole
do that.
around it.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, we should at least have something like that in place.
We got to get rid of Citizens United. Corporations are not humans. They're not
Yeah, I
people.
know.
what is going on, Razor?
Elections should just all be publicly funded. We pay for all the shit anyways. It's just
Doom behind it all.
Dr. Doom.
The trick is like everything's so convoluted that transparency is damn near impossible. But simplifying transparency would help out a lot. But that's the whole point behind like convoluting things.
Things
What
are
is it?
intentionally opaque, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do
would be better off because Latveria is gorgeous this time of year.
Yeah,
Latveria
Latveria is nice.
Trees turn colors and shit. Not as oppressive as one would think. The Doom bots are actually really friendly.
As long as you're a citizen there, you're good. Just
right. You need your papers.
Yeah,
you
you
should
hadn't been
always
born
have your
there.
papers. Don't.
Yeah, he's really big
Yeah,
on
that
border
one.
policies.
Yeah, he's a stickler for rules, but he's a nice guy.
I hear he's building a wall too.
Yeah, and he doesn't believe in deportation. He just executes you.
And it's going to be the Gulf of Latveria soon.
Gulf of Latveria.
Latveria. Oh Lord.
Von Doom Bay.
Jim, no tax on FMLA there, though.
That sounds good.
That's the problem with comic villains is that you can't make them evil enough anymore.
Yeah, there's just parallels everywhere.
Real ones are just. I mean,
It's so tough. I guess that's why the anti-hero's gotten so popular because, like, relatively speaking, are they really that bad anymore?
Right, right. Yeah, we can live with the Punisher. He's okay.
Like Thanos is like, I want to get rid of half the people. You're like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Look at this handsome man! Look at this handsome
Finally,
man!
thank you, Jesus.
Blushing.
Oh,
Where'd it go?
10 times sexier.
God damn, what a handsome bastard.
He's sad. He knows it. Your wife made you go do that, didn't she?
100%.
Yeah. Well, because you gotta look human. You gotta be able to impress those other humans.
You look like the comic Viking.
Oh shit, that's me.
No.
You look like Alan Rue.
Yeah, let's do a
He's just
lookalike
making
contest.
faces. He's like, ooh, yeah.
You get Alan Rue, you get Justin, and you get like
Yeah, we
Carlito
see
on here,
him.
and you can't tell the difference between any of the three of them.
I see yours. I see What It Do comic gurus.
Yeah. Did you comment another one? I only seen the What It Do and the Why Are My Comments Not Showing.
Yeah. We see you.
Well, you look good, Justin. I don't care what anybody says. Thank goodness.
Bring the old Justin back.
Hey, give me 3 months. Give me 3 months.
So
I don't think he's hiding anything. Check if you're in live comments or
Yeah,
talk.
go to. Yeah, all it shows on here is you got What It Do, then Madam, then Collector P, AR, then the Wire Comments Not Showing.
Yeah, I don't.
I had that issue on this channel a couple weeks ago though too, where I talked a bunch of shit on Friday and nothing showed up. But I thought somebody had banned me. I was like, oh, whatever, dicks.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
I don't see anything.
I'm not one to ban anybody.
No,
on
not.
that.
I meant one of your trigger happy mods. You know.
No. My mods know better than to ban somebody. I'll strip that.
Yeah, he's got
wrench in
mad
a
at me.
heartmark.
I know.
He's like,
I don't know how to do that.
I figured honestly, I figured it was YouTube fucking up. I didn't figure
Don't
you'd
silence
Yeah.
them. Let them speak.
I know you and I
gives
get
me
into
a
it
wrench
once in a while, but it's
because
always
I don't
good
know what
reason.
I'm doing with it.
This channel is a prime example of people don't have to agree to get along, and I want to keep it that way.
Fuck all of y'all.
I want this damn
Circumcision?
Down.
The circumcision in the building. You talking about me crying Dick Rider? Hey man, y'all should be besties by now. Y'all both just did the
Dick
same
Rider,
exact
you like
video with
Nova
matching
too?
thumbnails.
Nova's great. I didn't know you were a Nova fan. Let's talk about him more.
Yo, while she's bullshitting, Razor, look up the Marvel comic character Nova. His actual real
His name
alias
is
is
Dick Rider.
Richard Rider.
Dick Rider.
No,
Nova.
Richard Rider. Somebody
Nova.
named a comic character that.
Dick Rider. Nova.
There's a hip hop, vaguely hip hop guy from about a decade ago, MC Paul Berman, who has a really bad song. I can't remember the name of the song, but like he rhymes with like all these ladies he's trying to hook up with and everything, and thinks he can. And because it's of the era, one of them is Winona Ryder, and his lyric is Winona Ryder going inside her.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. That showed her.
So every time I hear Ryder, I just think it's population.
Insider.
In my head. I can't help it.
That's terrible.
And Marcus is a huge fan of Dick Grayson. Dick lovers everywhere.
I'm actually reading that run right now. I think I'm
Which one?
The Bruno Redondo Tom Taylor run.
Oh, that was some good Dick.
It was. I think I'm at issue 102 right now. Really good.
It got
What did you do to start with?
I started with what was it? That first issue, 88, I think it was.
Yeah, it kind of wore out its welcome for me after a bit, but I mean, it was a decent Tom Taylor.
Yeah,
He just dragged shit
I
on.
only read I think like the first story arc or so, you know, like the Teen Titans popped up for an issue. John Kent flew by for an issue, and yeah, it was good. I pick up too much, and it just wasn't really like greater DC continuity kind of thing, which was fine. Like that's perfectly fine, but I just wasn't feeling it. Tom Taylor kind of puts me to sleep with his long runs.
I agree with you on that one, Mark. Like he
Dick Grayson.
can be great, but like he just kind of meanders around for a long time.
You
It's
can
like
bounce a quarter off Dick Grayson's ass. Fucking nice.
Probably a full $50.
This is true.
You ain't lying.
Susan B. Anthony with the heft.
Give me one of them JFKs. Wow.
you give him enough time and enough pressure, you can turn that $50 into 2 quarters for you.
He
I
can
don't
What's
wanna-
going on, Austin?
I don't want to understand that process. I've been delving into Jim's world a little bit too. My grandfather was a big metal detector, and he had
Your grandfather was a metal detector?
Well, he was into metal detecting, like Jim.
Detectorist.
He just pointed. He's like, "There's metal. There's metal. There's metal."
His name was.
It was terrible taking him out. Couldn't take him nowhere.
My dad is a big metal detector as well. He's a hobbyist as well.
His name was Digger Grandpa.
Nice. Oh, that's weird because mine's Digger Dad.
Right, Joe.
So he sent me
Told
stuff
you,
like this.
Nova.
Nice. The $2 bill.
Yeah, like the first day they were minted.
Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
Nice.
And
Have you gone to the Mint in DC? The U.S. Mint?
no. Susan B. Anthony, which is kind of thick.
She was a bitch.
Oh yeah, she was.
She'd make you cry. That's cool.
Nice. What is that?
This
Looks
is
like a large.
Can't see what it is.
It's a large cent.
That's the
I think
Nightwing
it's a
$50.
matron hair. Yeah, large cent.
Is it a wheat penny?
No. It's
different.
older.
from 1850.
Yep.
1850.
Oh wow.
Good year for gold.
But the whole thing is like we're all collectors. But the thing with like coins, and Jim will attest to this, if they have the mint mark, that makes it rarer. You can be looking at like a couple of
Different mints.
$1,000 for a coin.
Yeah. During different times, different mints are more prevalent than others. So if you've got the mark of a mint that's not.
New ones are just, I mean, so I guess that's why the anti-heroes got so popular.
That three-legged buffalo.
There's that guy that you see in the commercial crying if you litter.
Yo, Jim, what do you think about the idea of eradicating the penny, taking the penny out of circulation?
Costs 3 cents to make a penny, doesn't it?
I wouldn't have a problem with that
Yep.
because it's a perfect example of what I use to show people the value of our money. Like when you pull an old penny out from like 1982 and back, those old pennies, they have a pure copper jacket. So that's a real copper penny.
Like a full metal jacket?
Like it'll pull out of the ground exactly, and all I have to do is wash it off with water, and it's a penny. If you pull out a penny today, like say it was minted, I don't know, 2001, it's going to have holes pitted through it because it's really just zinc with a thin layer of copper. There's all you got on the top of almost like they spray paint copper on it. It does not retain. It looks. You can't even reclaim it in the Coinstar or anything because it won't go through. It's trash.
Yeah, like going through these nickels, like a lot of them are silver from a certain period of time, right? From like 40
from 43 to 45.
On a 100% unrelated note, Jim, I first thought your shirt said the herbaloids, and I thought you were a big old stoner shirt. I was like, that's nice.
The Herculoids is almost as bad.
I've already gotten my 2 covers pre-ordered. I'm
Nice.
excited to read it. Like I said, I'm not getting any new books, but I look at previews, and when it's something that I want to get, believe me, I'm getting
You stopped getting new books?
I stopped getting new books, but I'll pre-order ones that I like that I want to I want to investigate. And this one, as soon as I heard they were coming out with the Herculoids, that might become a regular pullback.
Yeah.
Also got the Godzilla Fantastic Four, two issues, 2 covers of that coming. So
I have a question. What would you guys feel if we got rid of the dollar bill and like the British, we just took it to a coin, like the British pound? Is
I
a
don't
coin.
want to do anything like the British. Period. That's a
well,
that's a standard I live by.
Like,
yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to. The dollar coins caused more havoc than they did. You know,
How am I supposed to
everything
store
Can't be
out
done.
there in the
Can't be done.
machines.
Can't be done. Can't be done.
Honestly, if we went to an all card system, I wouldn't have any impact on my life because I rarely have cash.
Yeah, but it'd fuck up old people's lives.
It would mess up my metal detecting, so I'm anti-card.
Okay.
What about grandparents
But
at Christmas?
that's not really true. I just complained the money today sucks, so it doesn't really matter. When I'm,
I think I think you like it'd be insane
Maybe you could
to
just insert
stop
the
a
coin.
paper money operation. That's crazy just to
That's
have your
also
full
way too much
monetary
stress.
system. Yeah, that's crazy to have your whole monetary system reliant on an electronic system. That's crazy.
it would be too easy.
That's
People
where
would be
we're
too
at right
susceptible to
now.
hack and everything
Yeah.
else. So.
I mean, that's like it's by like it's a luxury. It's not where we're at. It's a
Christmas would
luxury
hate
we have.
Christmas would hate that. Yeah.
Hello.
No, I don't
So,
think
James.
they would go for that at all.
Like in all sincerity, when you know, like we just something as simple as having a hurricane. Like the area we're in, like it's 100-year storm for our area, but we were out of electricity for a long ass time. You know, how
Weeks
anyone
where it
bought?
seemed like
Do you know how anyone bought anything?
you prayed to
The
your
cat.
gods.
For
You bartered.
Yeah. People were out giving handies behind dumpsters, or you had cash, one or the other.
Handy's behind
Some people were doing both for fun.
You're saying sex made the economy go round.
Yep, made it go up and down and up again.
And in and out.
First of all, you're doing it wrong. If you're going to give a hand, you do it in front of the dumpster so you can have an audience and double dip the money.
Yeah, who's next?
Yeah. Like very localized OnlyFans.
I'm
Yeah, exactly.
I
Says
mentioned
it's by the
the mark as an option when he was, you know, and you know, it's always an option. It should anyone be down and out.
Plus, then you could be like, hey, I still got one free. You know.
Kind of like playing Golden Finger on the N64 on the
AR
couch.
said, I bring cash to tip because F the man. Me and the wife always do that too, but looks
yeah.
like hopefully
People appreciate a cash tip.
tips are about to get untaxed.
I always like to get $2 bills from the bank and tip with those because people are always thrilled to get $2 bills.
Oh, so my friend,
You are like my grandma, Stephanie.
I know, like she keeps, she always goes to the bank and gets $100 worth of $5 bills, and then you know whenever she leaves or something, she gives $5. People love that, dude. You know, just give a little $5 tip will fucking make a person's day.
Yeah. But a $2 tip is cheaper.
Different strokes for different folks, man.
I don't know. My biggest pet peeve about the whole tipping thing is when I go to the store and they go, "Do you want to leave a tip?" No, you leave a tip. I just paid for all $200 and something for groceries, bro.
That's
I'm not
like when
leaving a tip.
Wheel them out to my car for me.
I remember like Taco Bell was like, I went there one time and it was like, would you like to, you know, donate money to help the poor? And I'm like, I'm helping the poor right now by getting myself some food.
Well, I mean, you know, it's if you go to hit Taco Bell, then you go here and you go to the, you know, this place and you next thing you know, you've given away like, you know, $20 in tips and you've only been to 4 places because. And the biggest thing is it's not like they're putting Caroline's name up on the damn thing and saying, "Hey, Caroline, give us."
Oh, they don't do that for you?
No,
And then they also double dip and count it as a corporate write-off. So it's like, yeah.
I get like a whole flamenco show. Not really.
Not flamingo.
I'm pro flamingo show.
Flamenco.
Flamenco, not flamingo.
Yeah, not them flamingos. I get the flamencos.
Right. I have to flamenco out of here.
Yeah,
I
same.
do have to work today. You know?
I would actually leave you an FMLA tip if you flamenco out of here, Jim.
Are you gonna tell us
You crazy. You crazy. I booked my ticket, booked my room. All I got to go is get his little bro, pick him up. I'm actually going to have him jump in the car while it's moving. And
Dang,
There you go.
brother Joe, get ready to
T-Dubs, are you coming?
I hope so. I'm still trying to figure out a new job stuff.
All over
to
your
make it happen,
face.
so. I'm actually waiting to see if I get an offer on a place today. I'm betting from a place today. I'm betting I won't, but we'll see.
I
I
hope
also
it
have to
works
save my
out,
money and
man.
stuff, so I'm trying. If my health stays okay, I should still be able to swing it. It's just
Are you doing C2E2 this year?
I don't think so. I
No,
like
skip
C2E2.
C2E2 and do Heroes.
I like C2E2 well enough, but like it is one of those like cons that are not much about comics anymore. You know.
Yeah.
So.
They wouldn't let Justin in, for crying out loud. They won't let Justin in. We can't go.
Oh well, then I should go.
He got a new haircut and everything just for it, but no.
He should have got the haircut before he applied.
That's
You
true.
just think it's comic Viking. You'd be like, are there two comic Vikings walking around? All right.
Now
I
I
got
kind of want to stay watching Madam sit there and sculpt that thing and get their hands up in there.
No, Madam and I need to have an executive meeting after this.
Yes.
We got to discuss. We got to.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
Serious things to discuss.
Yeah.
He's just going to tell you not to forget the piercings in the sculpt.
I'm going to tell her where to put them based on my own anatomy. Nah, I'm going to head out.
All right, Caroline. Appreciate you hopping on.
All right, y'all don't get too liberal. Fuck up. I'll see y'all.
Let's keep it level headed around here, guys.
Keep it level headed. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mark, will you make me big? I'll show off the sculpture and then I'll kick that off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
How many
All right.
outfits have you gone through on this stream alone?
On outfits?
Oh, it's just zipped up. Okay.
Yeah, this is just my yeah. Okay. I started this not yesterday, but the day before.
Now, what is this one going to be?
So, this one's very fragile right now. But can you see what it is?
It looks like he's fighting the snake.
Yes.
Either that or he's trying to take a pee with the morning wood.
Snake is going through him. I don't know about the morning wood.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Now, explain the piece.
Well, it's kind of like wrestling your inner demons, right? So it's a completely encased, like he's grabbing its tail and its head. And at first, I was gonna have like a star shooting through it, through the a star shooting through his heart, and him like holding it, or like the holding of the world in his hand through his heart. You know, it's shooting through his heart. But for some reason, it just turned into a snake.
So what if you pierce the snake and call the snake Prince Albert?
I mean, there's other places to pierce this sculpture, you know. But I don't know if I should make him a Native American Indian here or not. But I kind of like the fact that he had some.
Yeah, I think Rad Arts and Comics has the idea.
It's Torah.
Yeah, that's
right,
your
I gotta
12
jump
one.
off too. All the National Guard's doing flybys right now, and I can't hear anything. So, we'll see you guys.
All right.
All right, Taylor.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bounce in a second too.
That's pretty dope.
Thank you.
Now, is this a commission piece? Is this another just funsy project?
This is another funsy project, and you know something, Mark? I have so many now projects. I have like 10, I want to say. I have like 10 pieces. Oh, hi, Justin. Nice haircut, by the way.
Streamline.
You're not a liar. You indeed got your haircut.
That dude's aerodynamic now.
I said I would.
It looks great. Your beard's all trimmed up too.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go get a haircut, you might as well get him to do your beard too.
Awesome.
Did you get the face massage and all that?
Yes, yeah, he did. Yeah. It's hard to stay awake, so I have to remember.
All right.
Hey, I think your little girl's football predictions are tracking pretty well, aren't they?
So yes, based on
Look
that
what you
video,
missed.
she is correct. Okay, that was taken on the Saturday. It was taken one day before the games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she woke up on Sunday, I said, "All right." I asked her the same question, and she said Eagles, and then she picked the Bills. So she flip flopped the
But
next
she
day.
picked the Chiefs, didn't she?
She originally picked the Chiefs. Yes.
Yeah, but you got to go. You got to go with. You don't get to change your predictions. She laid her predictions down, and that was it. You posted it. That's written in stone.
Stone cold locks.
I put a lot of money on some bets based off that little girl's hunches. So,
don't you
go changing them.
This week, I'm going to ask her what team's going to score first, and what player is going to score first. So we're gonna go into this a little bit deeper.
All right, now she's doing parlays for Dad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, fellas, I have to go now. I
It's pretty fun to see y'all.
And then I'm off to BTC.
What do you got going on there today?
Nothing. Just gonna say hi. Maybe drop by some donuts. Try to get the final plan before MegaCon next week. So.
Yeah, you get to go help out some cool creators, right?
Yes, I found out who I will be working with.
You're not going to say, are you?
No. I will just say he might talk like this, but that's me being very, very racist about it. Okay. But yeah.
Now is that an Italian accent? Is that what we're hearing?
I don't know. It may be your favorite video guy plumber. It may be an artist. So I don't know.
I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a really cool experience. And once again, I have Legion of Comics to thank, all and every single bit of it. So thank you, sir.
People helping people, it's a powerful thing.
No. I just hope to pay it forward someday.
Yeah.
And I have to see if I can go sell this bag of Justin Birch's hair on eBay. So I'll see you guys.
It's considered currency in some countries.
You can use it to fill pillows. Can start fires. There's all kinds of applications for it.
Are you still stonewalled from C2E2?
So far, yeah. I mean, I need to apply for a pro pass. That was always the backup plan. But yeah, I'm wait. I know what's going to happen like a week before. They're going to be like, "Oh, your wait list converted, so come on down." That's what's going to happen.
Is that normal?
It's weird to me that I didn't get in because I had gotten in the previous 2 years, right? And I've only worked on more books, so I don't know. I can't explain it. It is what it is, I guess.
It's a big con too, so that's kind of wild.
Yeah, like I didn't get into New York last year, and I expected that. I'm not shocked by that. I am shocked that I didn't get into C2E2. It's just weird.
I liked your passive aggressive post about it too.
Yeah, it was very passive aggressive, wasn't it?
I don't have time to be mad. I'm too busy working on something that's killing the children.
Maybe that's why I didn't get in, because I was too passive aggressive. That's the real reason.
Who knows? But I know you just got here, man, and I hate to ruin your day by cutting it short. But I'm sitting in a hospital parking lot waiting on my mom to get out of surgery, and I need to make some more phone calls and stuff. And the service here isn't that great. But I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope everyone does. Remember that tonight is the Comics Curing Cancer stream at 9 p.m. on One Collection Down. kicking off the year right by kicking cancer in the dick. So hope everybody has an opportunity to go by there and support the stream, whether financially or just sharing it out. Everything helps. Everything. And remember, Razor Comics at Circumstances loves you. And I'd like to remind y'all are basically twins. Y'all be making the same videos. I see Marcus post the same exact video as Razor at like around the same time. The thumbnails even look the same. They look like they're coordinating. I think that they're I think the whole like rivalry with Razor toward Marcus is a work at this point. But who knows? It's entertaining. I love all you guys. Hope y'all have a good day, and hope to see y'all later on a stream somewhere.